mẹ́rin àbọ̀ àwọn èèyàn ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí hustle káàkiri gbogbo location 419 location 0 location tó ní hope bá àwọn èèyàn takú wọ́n ní hope ṣì wà ní Nàìjíríà ẹ ṣúọ̀ pé hope ṣì wà ṣá bí nǹkan ṣe ń lọ nínú Nàìjíríà yẹn tó bá yẹ everybody abèrè fẹ́ tó ẹ̀ mo kí ẹ Peter Pan brother mi dáadáa ṣàlàfíà as the family. I hope all is all right with you on the other side of the globe. Our oníṣẹ́ méjì iṣẹ́ kan tá a gbà náà lélẹ̀. We continue to keep the awareness and keep the. You're right. Thanks so much. Say hello to the family for me. Thanks so much for the love and the support. We're out again. It's coming up to almost 5 o'clock in the morning. Still very early hours, but it's getting bright outside. It's the same question. Mom said it is soon. As you are awake. I've been up like almost an hour. I've been so busy with my phone. So I thought, let's catch up again as usual. And let's ask the question, what future do we have in Nigeria? What future? What future do we have? What future do we have in Nigeria? And is it not the right time to say future is bleak in the zoo country? Exit now. In the 28th of May 2024, and the month is already winding down. Mr. Waris Jinadu, good morning. Eka Rosa. What future do we have in Nigeria? What future? What future do we have in Nigeria? And is it not the right time to say the future? I think I should put the future is bleak in the zoo. Let us exit now before we all sink in this contraction, don't we, Nigeria? Because it is taking everybody backwards and we are not moving forward. And things will get worse, as everybody knows. The politician, Egbomi Tony Ages, good morning. We're going to try to set the other platforms so that we can just, and then make my tea. What future? Future in Nigeria is very, very bleak. But many Nigerians doesn't want to accept the truth. Problem time in here. We live in denial. And they keep telling us lies. But we have future. What future do we have in the zoo? Do we still have any future? And if we have future, how soon is it going to materialize in our lives? Torí gbogbo work in ṣọmọdé mọ́. Àwọn tó ti dàgbà gan wọ́n ń ṣọmọdé mọ́. So the question is, what future do we have in Nigeria? And are we being honest with ourselves that the future is still bleak? Look at this. This is 12 years old. Can you see it? A amputator where? 12 years old. Okay? That is a 12 years old boy. Can roll where? Jerry. What a amputee or where? You would ask, kini offense? And I'll tell you in a minute. It just shows that that country does not have any respect for the dead and the living. Moki Mr. Dekunle Oguns, good morning. What future do we have in Nigeria? Only àkọlé ìbéèrè mi. What future do we have in Nigeria? And should we say that the future is bleak or the future will be bright? Èwo ni méjèèjì? What future do we have? Because every day we're saying it the way it is meant to be, that things are becoming unbearable. Mr. Bamidele Aliu, ẹ káàárọ̀, a kú ìdájí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. What future do we have left? And is it not in the interest of everybody that we go our separate ways and we go and find a future that works for me and that works for you? But many people disagree. There is still future. And I'm asking, are we sure that there's a future in Nigeria? According to the report of this young boy, ọwọ́ méjèèjì has been amputated. You can see it. Kí ló ṣe? Children's Day in Gombe State, the NBA decries a 12-year-old amputation over phone theft. The vice chairperson of the Nigerian Bar Association, the Gombe branch, Imawalin Abdul, has decried the amputation of a 12-year-old Adamu following alleged phone theft in Akko local government area of the state. So it is even an allegation. The other day we saw, I think about a few days ago now, at the University of Ajayi Crowther, a young boy or a young man was killed after being beaten for a very long time. I'm just asking a simple question. What future do we have in Nigeria, if there is any at all? For those of you that continue to argue that we should have a future, Ama Uche, all the way in Italy, oh hey Biafra, how you doing, my brother? And that's the family on the other side of the globe. So it's just a simple question. What future do we have left for the indigenous people? I hope many Nigerians will realize that there is no future left. Yeah, no, watching from Italy. Thank you, my brother, as usual. What future is left in the zoo? And how do we continue to tell our people in Nigeria, the Yoruba people, the Igbo people, the Shekiri people, what future do we have left? And why are we living in denial? Are you sure we still have a future? Are you sure? I don't think so. But you have the right to argue that there is still a future. I don't think so. But if you think that there is a future and that future is going to work, how soon should we wait? And how long more do we have to wait for that future to come true? So that's just a question that needs a lot of answer. And as many of you know, those kind of questions, you don't get the answer because Nigeria is full of old lies. And many Nigerians are living in denial. So everybody lives a fake life. What future? So we're going to continue as usual. The job that we have at hand, and I'll be telling you that in a minute. But what future do we have is the question that many of us ask all the time. Can you see this again? This another, as many as different deaths of innocent Nigerians. You can see the man. Can you see him? Okay. Suspected kidnappers. There's nothing like kidnappers. These are Fulani. Yes, I saw that most of the pastors are relocating. One of the pastors says he had a dream that the wife and himself needs to exit Nigeria. Mr. Oludayogun. Okay. All right. Suspected kidnappers killed a businessman for resisting adoption in Nasarawa. There's nothing called kidnappers. These are Fulani terrorists. You can see it. So, what future? And you expect us to come and invest in Nigeria? Abibeko, you expect us to come and invest in Nigeria? I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. And this man keeps sleeping. Okonsuni, you know, is a weaker link. This your president. He told us that Nigeria is no longer bleeding. But we know that that's a lie. I've seen the video. I can't show the video, but it's already posted on my Twitter. The video of two of the students of so that is their body. You can see it there. These are students just like many students in Nigeria. And unfortunately, they were kidnapped by the Fulani terrorists. I won't play the video, but you can see them. They are not sleeping. They are dead. Occupied. And I think they were kidnapped some few weeks back. Students that I did talk to every day, that you don't have a future in Nigeria. Students that I talk to, that Nigeria doesn't have any future for you, but rather you have taken me as your enemy. But you know that I am not the enemy. I am never your enemy. I am just a friend, a brother. I could be a cousin or someone that just looked at it and asked, are you sure that we still have a future in Nigeria? Many of you say there is future, it's just that the future is taking longer. Show the over the numbers, one of the numbers of people that have been killed because of insecurity, welfare, healthcare, and so many other things. What future do we have in Nigeria? And is it not the right time to say the future is bleak? But many of you disagree, says that there is still future. When something is bleak, lacking vegetation or exposed to the element, the future of Nigeria is very, very bleak, glooming, depressing. Something that is bleak is glooming and depressing. It is raining and dark. You might describe the night as bleak. If you have looked for work on Washe, or Warenito Aye, you could describe your prospect as bleak. B-L-E-A-K. Bravo, Lima, Echo, Alpha, Kilo. Bleak. Are you one of those in Nigeria that your future is bleak? And what is going to be the solution? We should stick to one Nigeria, or we should exit? What do you prefer? Moki Egbomikunle Shita, good morning. It's not because we are living outside Nigeria, that's why we are saying this. It has nothing to do with somebody living outside Nigeria. It is something that has to do with every single one of us. So let's listen to this, but I won't show you the video because it's too graphic. Not really graphic, but just listen to it.
Yeah, the two people we saw this morning, the kidnappers have killed them. So they tied their hand at the back. See one of their suits. They tied their hand. See? See the two people we saw this morning, they have been killed. Armed robbers.
I'll play one more time. These are the students that were kidnapped from the University of Kogi State. I'll tell you exactly when. I've got the report from Channels Television. But let's listen one more time.
Yeah, the two people we saw this morning, the kidnappers have killed them. So
you see, somebody, while he was saying kidnappers, somebody behind was saying Fulani. I don't know why, Nigerians, and I think that's because the government, that is also a criminal government, continue to use the word kidnappers. They are not kidnappers. They are not kidnappers, but everybody is told that they are kidnappers. These individuals are not kidnappers. They are full-blown terrorists, Fulani terrorists. And many Nigerians have been caught up in between because the government does not have what it takes to protect your lives. So your life has been caught up in between this mess. So let's listen to it one more time. It's coming up to 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, the two people we saw this morning, the kidnappers have killed them. So they tied their hand at the back. See one of their suits. They tied their hand. See?
Unbelievable.
See the two people we saw this morning, they have been killed.
Been killed.
Armed robbers.
They're not armed robbers. Fulani. It's nothing like armed robbers. It's not like armed robbers. They've been killed by Fulani terrorists. There's nothing like armed robbers. Fulani lo pa won, and that's as simple as that. So using that word armed robbers is a complete lie. Armed robber. These individuals were taken out by the Fulani terrorists. May their soul rest in peace. But the same student, the boss of Nigeria is not working, they'll probably tell me to shut up. They'll tell me to shut up because for them, they love their oppressors and don't oppress one. So Nigerians love the people that oppress them, as against those of us that are trying to tell them that things are not what it is. So the box of phone Nigeria and connection way Nigeria is not working. I'ma argue because they can only see from their nose. They cannot think. And it's because they've been told lies. So the lies have become a normal thing. I was watching a girl as well abusing Professor Shoyinka and all these, you know, cost against him. But rather than everybody to come together and say, Shoyinka cannot fix Nigeria. Yes, they've done their own time. They're all in their 80s, about 89 or thereabout. Our daughter Kabiri, let us all come and unite and demand the total exit out of Nigeria. No, they don't want that. They want to live a life, because as long as you are doing very well, it doesn't matter the next person is not doing very well. So eventually you will get caught up. And that's why many people want to jackpot. Do I blame you? Nah. If, like I said, if you have the means to get the hell out of Nigeria, do so. But the problem is, you cannot move 60 million Yoruba people out of Nigeria. It will be very difficult. Extremely difficult. So this is where we need to fight for the right to self-determination. But when people say they don't want self-determination, what thing we can't do? They say they want one Nigeria. Many of them like this now, they're just waiting to get their PVC and go and vote for all these criminal politicians that have sold your bondage, that have sold your lives, that have held you to subjugation. Let's listen to Nnamdi Kanu here.
So that's what you wrote. You said here, by law, that the defendant has now applied for bail. Now, as I said earlier, there is a decision of the court taking into consideration.
Please, you know the voice. I don't have to share his face.
Muhammad Abacha, the state. At this stage, I am of the opinion that to make or take a stand on the bail application without first hearing and determining the issue that is glaring in the face, which is the absence of the defendant from the court since 25th of April 2015 until he was produced on the 29th of June. My lord, which was exactly what the Supreme Court did. They said that he did not jump there. These criminals came to my house to kill me. That's what the Supreme Court said. This is in your own court, my lord. So I cannot understand, my lord, why my trial will be conducted contrary to the Constitution of Nigeria that said I must have free and unfettered access to my counsel. It's here. This is the law of Nigeria.
Well, that was Nnamdi Kanu there. Sure you've all listened to him. Let's listen. I think there's another one. Let's listen to Nnamdi Kanu.
Says I cannot be tried in Nigeria. That's the law of Nigeria. I can never be tried in any court of law. That's what the law says. Anybody standing in trial or coming to try me is a terrorist. That's what the law says. Section what's that? Section 2, subsection 3A of Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act. That's what it says. Any court which is to try me is committed an act of terrorism. Yes. Very clear. You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered into and then come to try that very person is not done anywhere in the world. So you must be aware of that. So that is where there is all these ridiculous delays. That is what Supreme Court said. I did not jump bail. My home was invaded. They came to kill me and I survived. They came to Kenya to kidnap me. brought me back to this country and seeking to try me, which the law says cannot happen. You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered into and then hope to stand on that illegality to conduct a trial is not done anywhere in the world. I'm having my case. So nobody has, there's no exception. No exception whatsoever. That's what the law says. Section 12 of the Constitution, what does it say? Any treaty ratified by Nigeria becomes law. It's law. You cannot change it. It doesn't matter what they do. All these shenanigans is just pure rubbish. You never stand. Not with me. Okay. I believe in justice and fairness. That's all. Nigeria signed to a standard, not to a nation.
Make una they say, it no go happen. The day where it happen, everybody go understand. Continue because of your hatred. Mukegbomi Fatuki Ekarosa. We're not here to bring many of you down because we are outside the country. It is just a fact that all your effort in Nigeria will be fruitless because the future that you want, you will not see it. Will be fruitless. Hey, nearly future, yeah. Yes, we will be doing everything. We'll be giving birth. We will be doing a lot of things, but those things is not going to give us any hope. And this is where we are saying, are we sure we want to continue in this direction? Are we sure we want to remain in this situation? Or should we find another opportunity and exit peacefully? But many people say, no. We're going to stay in Nigeria.
For the embassy on the 1st of April, April Fool's Day. But who are the fools now, 2 weeks later? Iran waited for 2 whole weeks.
No, that's not the one I want to play. It's not this video. That's another one I'm looking for. Let us continue to live in denial. Everybody ló máa jẹ breakfast. Ìgbà tá máa jẹ ni ó yàtọ̀ síra wọn.
Tí wọ́n ní iṣẹ́ dáadáa lọ́wọ́ tó jẹ́ pé inú wa sì dùn wípé Ọlọ́run bùkún ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn ti bá ọkàn wọn dá májẹ̀mú wípé ní agbára Ọlọ́run by 2000 AD òmìnira máa dé sílẹ̀ káàkiri. Èmi sì mọ̀ dájú wípé Ọlọ́run Oòduà, Ọlọ́run Ọ̀rànmíyàn, Ọlọ́run Ọbáfẹ́mi Awólọ́wọ̀, Ọlọ́run Adékúnlé Ajáṣí, amúwalé ilẹ̀ tuntun náà níbi tí ẹ̀gbin, ìyà àti ìrẹ́jẹ kò ní sí fún ọmọ káàárọ̀ oòjíire mọ́. Tàbá sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ilẹ̀ ìlérí tí a fẹ́ lọ. Àwọn tí ọ̀rọ̀ òye.
Wọ́n máa kún bí egbére.
Wọ́n máa kún bí egbére.
And that is still happening as of today. Àwọn tọ́rọ̀ yé gan, wọ́n kún bí egbére. Àwọn tọ́rọ̀ yé, wọ́n kún bí egbére. Mo kí Ricky B TV, good morning. 6 minutes past 5. 2 kidnappers. There's nothing like kidnappers, okay? All that is just to distract your mind. Mr. Folabi, good morning. These are full-blown terrorists. So stop being told that they are kidnappers. There's nothing like kidnappers. Sorry. There's nothing like kidnappers. They are full-blown terrorists. So nothing like kidnappers. So I'm not going to use the word kidnappers. They're terrorists. two kidnapped Kogi University students by the Fulani terrorists have now been killed. I've just played the video some few minutes ago, and we can just listen to it again one more time. Uncle Bola Igesile. So these are the two individuals, okay? They are not sleeping, okay? They are gone. Probably their age, looking at them, I'll probably say they are not 23 years. They're probably in their 20s. They have the same dreams like every one of us. But you know that the future that they believed in the zoo country failed them. Just like you and me, we also have that faith in Nigeria, at least at some point. If you're still, as of today, having faith in Nigeria, I wish you the best of luck. Mo wish any best of luck. I am not one of those anymore. I was at some point, but not anymore. Because we have now understood, especially you are not here in UK. In Nigeria, and you are saying that it will take you a very long time to succeed. Because I live with the British system for over 20 years now. And from what we have seen with facts and evidence, it was after we started Yoruba Nation, I paid a courtesy visit to the Slave Museum in Liverpool. I'd never thought of visiting it before because my conscious mind never thought about it. I was just hustling, trying to survive, just like you are doing as well in Nigeria. The only difference is the two countries have two different economy and two different future. As a foreigner that came to this country, it would take you time to settle in because you by color Beyonce. So as against in Nigeria to help with BSc, you are meant to just have everything available for us. But that is not the case. So many of you in Nigeria, your expectation is that Nigeria will provide at least the basic thing to start your life. But it did not. It actually failed every single one of us. Whether you be Yoruba, whether you be Hausa, Ijo, Igbo, Egungun, whatever your own ethnic indigenous. And we are not tribes, okay? The word tribes, we are not tribes. Because that is something that, again, we have always been told. We are tribes. We're not tribes. We are indigenous people. We are indigenous people. We are not tribes. So don't let anybody tell you we are tribes. Ẹ̀yà ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni wá, tẹ́lẹ̀dùmarè dá, ó dá wa ní dáadáa. We have our culture. We have our different ideologies. We have our own ways of lives until the British and the Europeans destroy all that for their own selfish interest. And until everybody realize this, that dreams that you are looking for in Nigeria, it will disappoint you. So it is either you understand now before it is too late, because by the time you understand, you will be so pained that you will be like somebody who won't die. before you realize, say, this country is not for us. It's not meant for us. The territory is our own, but the branding is not ours. The branding known as Nigeria not be our own. That is why the crude oil does not favor you. Business, we talked about wheat yesterday. Wheat, where they make cake, bread, all kind of different things. Now cartel, now only Dangote and some group of people allowed to bring wheat, and you will then go and buy from them to either be a bakery or a baker, or you want to do small puff puff, or you want to do bit and bit, whether to sell. So the future way you know they look for inside that country, future 10 why to ba tete accept nisin. By the time to ba ma fi accept, oh ma dun be egbo pe you think say all these our elderly mothers, where they for Nigeria, where they support Yoruba nation, where they for outside Nigeria, where they for Africa, some of them they for European countries, Asia, our fathers, you think say you smart past them for your own head, Mokia Sikiru Alani. You think say you smart past them, Moki Egbomi Moa Oludare JP, Danilo Idekaro. Ìwọ rò pé ẹ má bínú, kí ló ṣe camera mi níbí báyìí kẹ́? Why is my camera not on? Àbójú mi lórí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Why are we not getting any camera coming on the thread? That's strange. What happened there? That's strange. Àbójú mi lórí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Future tó rò pé wà á rí nínú Nàìjíríà yẹn, sórí tó bá máa fi realize pé kò sí future kankan, ó máa dùn ẹ́ bí egbò. Kí ni mo sọ? Okay, that's strange. Why is the camera not on? Gbogbo ẹ̀ ṣe wá dúdú báyìí kẹ́? Kí ló ṣe camera wa? That's strange. Why is my camera not on? I didn't know that until just now. Kí ni mo ṣe ṣe ti camera ọ̀tọ̀? Ó máa dùn ẹ́ bí egbò. Continue to live in denial. Kó máa sọ pé àmọ́ tá à ń sọ. Bí àwa là mọ́ tá à ń sọ, tó bá yá, ó máa yé ẹ ju bá ṣe ń sọ yìí lọ. Bọ̀ kó má wá pẹ́ kó tó yẹ òun làdúrà táwa ń gbà. Because lọ́kàn ààrẹ, o rò pé wọ́n lo smart. Ìwọ ló fẹ́ transform Nigeria. Nigeria tí kí ló dé tá a rí picture nínú bíbá ìkẹ́? Back to tab. Ẹ má bínú ẹ̀ tá a lórí Facebook. I might have to end and come back because I don't know why my camera is not on. So I tell Lori Facebook, I'm gonna end it and come back. Not too sure why the camera is not on. Àbọ̀rọ̀ mọ̀ yẹn. Surely by the time tó bá máa fi realize pé, like Waris Jinodo, my brother says there, no future. Most Nigeria run outside to seek medical treatment. Ìbẹ́ni tó bá tẹ̀lé owó ló lọ máa ṣe medical treatment níta. Irú àwọn Akérédolú tó rówó jí kó tó di pé ó páì. Because they couldn't fix Ondo State General Hospital. Okay, don't pay me anymore. Low software instead of. Okay, so what the problem is now? Because Kodaki, but don't shape our lorry analog in Nigeria. If I don't want to open my camera, it's a different thing. The camera is open, so I don't know why one wasn't opening there. Now I realize where the fault is, so we're gonna start that again. At the teacher for now, I didn't even see it until when the camera me when you come bomb me, could I send a to sorrow? Probably thought maybe I didn't want to open my camera. Okay, now it's better. We are not yet to bring any Nigerians down, not because I live in UK or because I am far away. And abroad. No. I don't want you to look at it that way. I want you to see it as we have all participated in the development and the progress of Nigeria. At least our parents, at least even some of us, because none of us no be small picking anymore. Maybe some of you that are still very young. Ekaro yami folasha dejo. Shala fele wa to jo meta ma. Mo pe le ti shu lodon yin lohun àfi tó bá yẹ pé ń ṣiṣẹ́. E bá ń kí grandma ẹ kú tọ́jú wa. Àbọ̀rọ̀ mọ̀ yé nísìn. So, expectation the majority of Nigerians is that there will be a bright future. You know, they are selling this future to us, but it's a lie, it's a deceit. And politicians are good at selling lies. That is what they are. That is what politicians are trained to do. Moki Mr. Adeni, like I always say, it's 20 minutes past 5. If I look outside now, I think okay, no, probably maybe somebody just going out. What future? What is the future that is holding for you? Aboromoye, the future is not there. But the criminal politicians are good at deceiving us. They run out of Nigeria for their own basic needs, whatever their needs are: healthcare, education, quality, good lives, holidays. But yet, you are told that there is a future. Let us work to build a one Nigeria. Who and who? Moki Agbaje Wasiu Femi. They are telling us that we should all work to build a one Nigeria. Ekaro, Mr. Ramon. In another 40 minutes, I'm going to Sinki Asuba Kakiri, especially in Nigeria. What future? What is the future that we have in Nigeria today? What future? Do you think that there is a future? When students that went to study at the university got caught up in a Fulani terrorist kidnap, it is not their fault. We have the military, we have the Navy, we have the DSS, we have the Nigerian police, we have the Amotekun, we have the NSDCC or whatever they call them. Multiple different security agencies. But they failed to protect these two students. You can see them. They're not sleeping. They are by what in law. Okay, Mr. Perry. I am not against you. And like I always say, I am not the problem of Nigeria. These are students. You can see them. They are not sleeping. Their hands are what it tires any or power. wọ́n lọ sí ṣé bí ọmọ Ṣèyí Mákindé tó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tán ní Yale University ṣé bí Fúlàní ṣe ń wọnú Yale University tó ń kidnap àwọn èèyàn tó ń pa wọ́n nìyẹn. Think. I am not against if a father has the money to give the children a better quality education. That is not, you must have to be brilliant before you can even get to those universities from what I was told. But we saw Seyi Makinde celebrating the daughter at the Yale University. But that is not my concern. Eka Rosa, Baba mi Sun Odu, Ekutoju Meku Gbogboba. One Mr. Koiki, we have future. It is called Futureless. Is the nickname for a new Shege. These are university students. They are not sleeping. You can see them. They are not sleeping. They've been what a pie can lo ede. One lock away. Whether they are the Indigenous, Moki Mr. Lukman. Let me put on my glasses because straining your eyes too much on all these devices is not good for our eyesight in the long run. The university is called Confluence Universities of Science and Technology. Where is the science to defend and protect these students? Niboni, the technology to detect terrorists that were getting closer to the university, and the security can activate emergency. But there was no future. It's a futureless. Bí bàbá mi Sun Odushi sọ. Mo kí ìyá mi lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí Fọláṣadé Òjó. Mo kí ìyá mi Comfort Ológunjà, and many of you. It's my birthday on Friday. It's all about donation to the platform. And like I always say, journalism is not cheap. You pay for it, you will get quality, undiluted. And we don't plan to change even when we arrive in the nation. We fought for the nation to arrive, then our normal compromised about don't. No, you must stand for the truth. Even when we have Yoruba nation, we will still fight anybody inside that nation that wants to do the other way around. Just like we are fighting for other things in UK. Your future is very, very bleak. Students that went to study, they expect the government, the state, to protect them. But it failed. So let's listen to I received this video from one of our auntie that is from Kogi State that probably have been following the case. Let's listen.
Yeah, the two people we saw this morning, the kidnappers have killed them.
That one say kidnapper, but somebody at the back say Fulani. I'm asking, are we telling lies against these particular monsters known as Fulani? Because sometimes when we say Fulani, Fulani, some of you might say it's like we are overdriving it. It's like we are making it up. As the man was saying kidnappers, there was another person behind him saying, no, these are Fulanis. Mukiyami Olushola Fatuashe. Good morning. Live broadcast then. Whoa, it's not a repeated. Yes, I've had enough sleep. I slept early and I'm already up. I've been up for about an hour. If you're following on my social media, you'll have seen some posting while I was relaxing on my bed. But when I don't feel like sleeping again and I don't have to go and hustle, because this I'm doing as well is an hustle. It's my job. If I was meant to resume job at the BBC at 5 o'clock, I would have left my house. If I was meant to resume job at the Thank you so much. It's good to get to know each other And I'm sure we will not repeat you as a woman again. Apologies for that. Because we are not talking to ghosts. We are all human beings. I am not better off you in Nigeria. I am only privileged to be out of Nigeria to see better. I worked with the Nigerian community. I've told you that so many times. Yes, my utterances might not be as comfortable for some of you. I don't care. That is the only way I can do my own presentation. I am not your normal journalist that goes with the script. Nobody is telling me any script here. I go flat. I know what to say that might upset the British, and I know what not to say at the appropriate time. But on the fight, Dagbedani, which is self-determination, is an inalienable right. It's the same thing that the Scottish people are fighting for. So if you are one of those thinking that they will come and arrest you, no, you are wasting your time. I am asking you, look, I have tasted at least out of my life before I left Nigeria, I tasted life. I was not born in a face me and face you apartment, which some of you were born into. I was not born as a poor boy. I was born into a wealthy environment. I have seen wealth before I left Nigeria. A lot of people that came here before they left Nigeria, they were poor people. But we left Nigeria because Nigeria was no future. That was why my mom left. I'm just telling you my story. So don't think that Abiagba to London. No. I have seen money. I have seen wealth. And wealth is not about money. I went to a private primary school. It is still in there. Go to Surulere. Go towards Surulere and go and ask for Onward Nursery and Primary School. It is still there. I saw it the last time I was in Nigeria, about 2017. It is still there. And I went to a very good school, Abeokuta Grammar School. I wanted to go to Unilag. My mom said, what Unilag you call? Unibenini. You are better off to come and be working and start a life here. Many Oyinbo people do not attend university. The reason why we go to university is because that is part of who we are. That is what Baba Awolowo gave us, that we need to be well read. Many people that you abroad are working for today, that are your boss, they are not read. They don't have first degree. Most of you know that. Abroad. The Chinese slaves or prisoners and love in lori. Most of you knows that. Most of our people that are living abroad, the people that they will call your line manager. Line manager, we know finish secondary school. They've been working from age 15 in that factory. But the good thing about it is that Omafuni training. Somebody just confirmed the school. The school I went to is still there. It's a private school, primary school. So I started on a very good note. Most of you went to public school, at least. But if the public school was standard, like Baba Awolowo made it, maybe there will not even be private school for me to go. But because the quality of education, like the topic that we are treating, the new topic that I'm treating, that Nigeria started becoming decline. In the independent Nigeria, we have suffered serious decline. I should not go to any private school. I end up going to a good quality public school. I wanted to go to government college, but all the shenanigans and all these cut-off mark nonsense, all the lies that we didn't know. And the reason because we didn't have that information in our good thing that we have technology today. I don't need the NBC before I go live. The little thing they can do is restrict the numbers of people watching me. I don't care. At least the message is filtering, because I'm not the only one talking about the dissolution of Nigeria. The Biafra are talking about it. The Arewa, the Ijos, and many more countries around the globe. So one thing you need to understand is, what future do you have? Let's listen to that video and then we move swiftly again, because there's still so much to catch up. It's 5:33 a.m. May God allow them to rest in peace. But they will not rest in peace. These two children, I expect their spirit to fight back. And these are the cries of humanity to Tidodo, whatever God you believe in, whether it's the God of Christianity or the God of Islam or the God of our fatherland. Because I just asked, can Sheyi Makinde have the news that her daughter has been kidnapped at the university by terrorists, and they've asked for ransom, and while negotiation is going on, they don't buy the child? We saw Saraki children, we saw many of them, Okorocha, their children graduate, they fly from Nigeria with their entourage, they upload picture on social media, while our own university has gone decline, why students can no longer go to university without being kidnapped. So let's listen to the video one more time. I can't show you the video, so you can only watch, listen to the sound.
Yeah, the two people we saw this morning, the kidnappers have killed them. So they tied their hand at the back. See one of their suits? They tied their hand. See? See the two people we saw this morning? They have been killed. I'm robbers.
I'm robber. Now let's read the write-up. This was 2 days ago on Channels Television. We covered the story as well on Koikimedia blog. I mean, our news outlets. Many of you are hardworking. We agreed. But the reason why it is not showing is because the future that you expect is bleak. 2 kidnapped Kogi University students killed. We've just seen, I mean, you didn't see the video, but if you go on I posted it on my X, which is Twitter. All right. I not normally have problem with these. All right, let's, this phone always go kapu when I go on Twitter. So I'm going to use this one, but I want to send that for the start situation. Colonial, let I just succumb. Conshell in Nigeria. Huh? Very sad. Don't job any. yọ wá kúrò nínú wàhálà tá kóra wá sí pẹ̀lú àwọn òyìnbó tó dé wá nínú problem yìí. Má jẹ́ kó pẹ́ ju bó ṣe yẹ lọ, à ń bẹ̀ ni, alágbára. On Instagram, we've done 1 hour, so we're gonna go on and off and come back again. We don't have anything, and we pray that it won't take long before the collapse of Nigeria will happen. And Benny alone, and Niagbara, and Benny, Shiju Amnewowa. If we have the power, we could have done as much. But we won't be tired, that for sure. I don't know about others, but for me, I will not be tired. Because that is the only option that can free us from the shackles and the bondage of this contraction known as Nigeria. What future do we have? The future is no longer there. It is blink. There might be no. I need to start the Twitter from here because this phone goes off after a while. It's not stable. So iPhone Yashi were much stable than the. So, and then I can charge this. Moki Bugwalen can say very good morning. I'm going to post the video on my status. If you are with me on my phone, or if you are inside the Koikimedia News WhatsApp page, Eshegoni Babami Son Odu, for always supporting this platform through your engagement, because people that comment helps the engagement, whether it is one comment or two. But some people just sit through all the program. I mean, if you're at work or you are driving, it's understandable. But Tebawa Lori program, we beg you to always engage. Please comment. If you can then give us super chat or don't give us super chat, it's okay. So Mukiba Bami Sun Odu for the super chat. Mr. Majek Wale, thank you so much. Mukia Gbawa Amode Maja. Mukibu Bwentewani Acne. Mr. Larry Lamino, thank you. Enrijo B. Julius, and many of you on the Instagram. So if you want to be part of the Koikimedia channel page on WhatsApp or Instagram, I will share the link out again. Send a request, we will bring you in. And if anybody asks you for money or anything in that group, you cannot send any message into the group. It's locked. You can only enter our Instagram. It's going to go and we come back on Koikimedia. It's already 1 hour. The time runs very fast. You can always be rest assured that we will remove that person. So you will only be getting the news update from me and my team inside that group. You don't have to, as long as you're also following us on the community, on the YouTube or X or Instagram. We post even up to LinkedIn. I post into LinkedIn. So you are not likely to lose anything if you're following us, judicially. You would not miss anything on Koikimedia platform. So we try our best to make sure that we are doing our utmost best on the platform, but the platform needs more to expand, and it can only expand if you are also supporting it. I mean, we love when people watch our videos, but the financial part is important. Mokia Dennis, we have the time to create more videos that are not like live, short videos, videos that will be very useful, especially towards the self-determination. But it takes a lot. So that is where we need you to support and come through. You know, thousands of you are watching my videos. I know, I can tell, I can see the numbers. We did have a couple of videos yesterday, and the numbers are very good. One of my videos I did yesterday, about over 10,000 people have watched it. The one where I put Tinubu where they sleep like, wake up, President Tinubu, stop sleeping. You walk all no fish, President, wake up. Even myself, I don't wake up. Wake up. There's more problem in the country. Students are being kidnapped and killed. You are not meant to be sleeping as a president. Wake up. President. Wake up, Joe. They sleep. Nigerian future is blink. You they sleep. How dare you be sleeping? Wake up, President Tinubu. Wake up. Well done, Mr. Koiki. I'm just clocking from work. That's what my mom used to tell me. Ishe logun she. Tó bá ti ṣiṣẹ́, ó máa pa iṣẹ́. Tó bá wá ṣiṣẹ́, iṣẹ́ máa mú ẹ. Ẹni tó kódà ẹni tó ń jalè gan, which we don't iṣẹ́ ló ń ṣe. It's just in the negative way. Iṣẹ́ lógun ṣẹ́. Ẹni pé iṣẹ́ wà fúnlẹ̀ wá, forílẹ̀ ibi wá, kàgbéga, kàgbéga, kàgbéga fàlèrè. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé bá ti bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká jọlá. Ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ní kẹ́jẹ́ ká máa lépa. Ìtẹ̀síwájú fọ́pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Oòduà dìde, bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. 2 students kidnapped. Àwọn oníbínú wa nìyẹn. I can tell now. That is the sound. Yes. Àwọn ló ń wọlé dé. Àwọn tó wá kó bínú wa. I can see them from here. There's a driver and there's okay, àwọn méjì péré tẹ̀ ní. So tó bá ti dé bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn, we have those being in a big shuttle. They'll drive it. Iṣẹ́ lógun ṣẹ́. Ntí iṣẹ́ van tẹ̀ ń gbọ́ tó ń dún yẹn. Ilé ilẹ̀ tá dànù òun là ń wá kó. Owó ògbẹ́ òkè ń rùn. There are 2. I can tell you that they are foreigners. Ìkan dàbí òyìnbó, but I know that it's from Eastern European. Àwọn English náà máa ń ṣe o, àti dúdú kan. Àwọn méjì. Ọtí ń gbé bí nìyẹn. Jerry. And there's another woman just arriving. I think she's coming back from the night job. She's just parked her car. She's walking towards her house. Ó fi báàgì ẹ̀ kọ́wọ́. Àwọn oníbínú ṣiṣẹ́ wọn lọ. Is that not what our anthem says? Our anthem says, Iṣẹ́ wà fúnlẹ̀ wá. Iṣẹ́ náà wà dà. Kò síṣẹ́. Tinubu, wake up. Stop sleeping. Wake up. Tinubu, wake up and stop sleeping. And provide jobs for Nigerians until the country breaks away. Kò mí pé torí pé a fẹ́ break, ìyà gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ yín now. Asking for the breakup of the Scottish people, they are still having 24 hours electricity. Wake up, Tinubu. No be you say you want to do the job. Onemi ló kàn. Wake up. Wake up and provide security for Nigerians until the breakup of that shithole country. Wake up and provide welfare. Wake up and give people good health care. At least you to the run, go France, go look after yourself. Wake up and provide opportunities for millions of people that are roaming around the street with no job. Wake up. Who send you? Ìwọ kọ́ ló jáde tó sọ pé èmi ló kàn ta ló bẹ̀ ń ṣẹ́. Ìbá sọ fún ẹ pé Nàìjíríà ò ṣiṣẹ́ ó mọ̀ kó tó torí ìbọn. Wake up, Tinubu, and provide services for people and stop telling lies that Nigeria is not bleeding. How do I tell the family of these two innocent children that just went to Ishe, because to go to university is also a job? Wake up, President Tinubu, ta ló bẹ̀ ń ṣẹ́. Wake up. Sorry, they're coming this side now. You see? Two people in that vehicle. Two people. And they will go like that, go like that. By Friday, I don't know when they get paid, maybe monthly or weekly. They get their money. They remove whatever of their expenses. They take off the expenses. That is exactly what you should be doing. Then if you want to go to your service in your church, no problem. But first go and work. Wake up, Tinubu. You say you want to be the president. You are the president now. Give people jobs. Provide jobs. But how can you provide jobs if there's no security in the country? Two university students come out and tell us Nigeria is not bleeding. Wake up. And stop telling lies. Government is meant to provide the services to support the citizen. But it's all about a country that does not value the future of its citizen. That is Nigeria. Nigeria, a crime scene. Nigeria that failed millions of you. Don't blame me for that. Don't blame yourself for that. Blame every one of them that stole our future, including the colonial masters. Took away our future and sold it out. That is the consequence that we are facing today. That is the reason why we are where we are today. Tinubu, wake up. Stop sleeping. Wake up and do the needful. You requested for the job. You have got the job now. Stop messing around. Provide adequate security for the citizens. The job of Rishi Sunak, until we change the prime minister of this country, is to make sure that my life is protected while I'm living in this country, even as a foreigner. As a foreigner. And this country as well is subject to a terrorist attack. I have told you that so many times. So don't think that because I did for UK, terrorists no fear attack us. There is 5 security level in this country. Atiwani number 3, substantial long way. That means there's an imminent attack in this country by terrorists. We don't know where they are. They are living among us. They are sleeper cells. Wake up, Tinubu, and provide the services. If you can't do the job, pull down the country and let everybody go their separate ways. Because Buhari could not. Rather, Buhari forced more terrorists into the country. Wake up. Stop telling lies. You can hear the sound. Let me just keep quiet. You can hear this truck. At 10 minutes to 6. You think they don't want to go to church as well? Do you think that they don't want to go to mosque? They are coming out now. The van is going. The whole period they've used there is less than 10 minutes. They go to the next block of apartment and they go like that. Probably maybe, I don't know what time they complete. Maybe when the truck is full, they go and offload. They go one more trip and it's done for the day. It is called Ishe. Most of you are already on your way to work, as I see right now. But koto reason is not because of spiritual attack on you. It's because the country failed to invest when there was money. Even if we want self-determination, must that mean that you must suffer? The Scottish people want self-determination. They are still not suffering. The Welsh is 3 million. They want to pull out of UK. They still have access to the basic things of life. Láti jọ́ tí wọ́n ti dé UK, ṣé orí university student are not kidnapped? So why are you saying that we should keep quiet when things are not done the right way? Since you arrived in UK, have you heard of kidnap? Yes, there are other problems in the country, but have you ever heard of people being kidnapped for ransom and then eventually being killed during the negotiation? Wake up. Wake up. Pull out Nigeria. Okay, allow Akawa pull out. If you don't want to pull out, let us pull out. That is why we wrote you a letter. Respond to the letter. And we will know what to do in Kogi State to protect our people. Even though some of them don't support us, does that mean that they should be killed? Or because people don't support self-determination, must they be killed for the negligence of a country that should protect them? That is where we come in. Some of them, I don't even know whether those two people end up voting for APC. I don't know. I don't have evidence. Be a PDP or voting for, be a what they vote rather. Maybe they have already cost me before. I don't know. Maybe they are one Nigeria. I don't know. Maybe they don't believe in Nigeria, but they just don't have a choice. Good morning, William Andrew Bocker says, I am from Scotland. What is the current situation with the Scottish people that wants to exit Scotland? If you can help me put in the comment section, I will appreciate. Good morning, Rahim Abbas. The Scottish people wants to have an independent country, but they still have access to 24 hours electricity. They have security. So let's read a little bit. The Commissioner for Police, or Commissioner of Police in Kogi State, Bertrand Onoha, described the killing as very unfortunate. Well, it wouldn't have been unfortunate if the government has provided the basic amenities to provide adequate security for the students. But because the country does not, and this is the same Kogi State, is it not, coincidence? The same Kogi State that the criminal Yaya Bello, but the same Nigerians will come here and defend their politician. That is what gives us headache. That is what gives us headache. Why are Nigerians protecting these criminals? Why? Why? Do you see what William Andrew is saying here? William Andrew Bocker is watching me right now from Scotland. Did you see? Let me read it out for the benefit of those of you, because we are streaming on multiple channels. Thank you so much, William Andrew. We don't like the English normally. Why? Just give me one simple answer. Why do you want to have an independent Scottish country? Why don't you want to be part of England? You have already told me that, because you don't like the English people. That is what he says. But why would you want to have an independent Scottish country, or Scotland rather? Why not remain part of the Union? We are here telling the Yoruba people, let's pull out of Nigeria. William Andrew is a Scottish. They want to go out of Scotland. They still have the basic amenities. Did you hear what he says? I will read it out. William Andrew, thank you so much for being part of this program. And I know even if you are not with me for the whole day, I say thank you so much for being honest. I don't know him. I don't know how he found my video. And you can see why I speak in English sometimes, because it is not because of the Biafra, it's because of people like William. Because William is doing the same thing that I am asking for. Self-determination is a right. And William says, and I quote, that they want to have an independent Scotland or Scottish country because they are richer than England. And it's because also of the tax. And also, I'm going to help you, William, I believe it's all because of your identity. The Scottish have an identity that is different from the English. The Yorubas have a unique identity that we can sell around the world. Britain created a mess out of the fraudulent, amalgamation of Nigeria in 1914. That is leading to many atrocities going on in Nigeria today. William just agreed with me. He said, yes, identity. The ones that is saying that they are wealthy than England, tax, no. The major part is if you lose your identity, that is the end. The Scottish do not want to lose their identity. That is why they are asking for an independent. And I hope to be in Scotland. I've been in Scotland a few times, Williams, and I should be attending one of your campaign rally. The next one is June, because I do follow the Alba Party, that is one of the campaigners for the Scottish independence. And I know the last rally that was held was on the 4th of May. That tells you how important I follow the Scottish people. But we have the Yoruba now that are living. Okay, did you hear that? Yeah, I do follow the Alba Party on the X, and I do receive communication by email. If I have the means, I should come down for the June rally on the 22nd. Hopefully, if people support this media platform. That is a Scottish person. You are a Yoruba man. You don't want your identity. You want to retain a fraudulent, what Britain created, called Nigeria in 1914 by Frederick Lugard and his girlfriend Laura Shaw. By taking away our true identity and sold us a fraudulent identity called Nigeria. And that Nigeria is now giving every one of us stigma because we don't know the real criminal. I am not here to say that there's no Yoruba criminals. There's different other ethnics that are criminals, but let us identify each other by our true identity. It's as simple as that. Let us secure our identity. My uncle Sonodu says Nigerians love their oppressors differently. And thank you so much for the time spent with me, even if it's not going to be long. Williams Andrew Boker is a Scottish watching me from Scotland. This is why we need to engage, most importantly, others that are also asking for independence. I speak Yoruba alone. Yoruba. I speak Yoruba when I want to, but I want others to also know about what we talk about. And thank you so much to all our other audience that are watching us and those that will watch it later. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI, one of the campaigners for the right of the Yoruba people, a very important people that have been in existence for thousands of years until the colonial era in 1914, after the slave trade. We were merged with the Fulanese and the other ethnic indigenous people to create what is known as Nigeria today. And the only way we can have our peace is to first secure our identity away from what the British created, which is the Nigeria of today. And that way, we can start talking about other things, because Nigeria is a crime scene. So let me read this part quickly of the student and we move to the next slide. It's 1 hour, 25 minutes into the program. It's a bank holiday. and good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Thank you so much, African Wonder Woman, Juliet Macapila. Juliet Macapila is another hardworking, working tirelessly for humanity. She's from Kenya. As usual, I saw the Kenya president giving a state welcome in America. But I was watching this morning or reading this morning that it seems that America wants to build an American base in Kenya. It's always about tit for tat. We give you a state welcome, you open your country for us. As long as it favors them, I'm sure Juliet will be able to say more on that. But that is what I saw in the news via Twitter, which is commonly called X today. A very good morning. 2 students kidnapped from the Confluence University of Science and Technology, Osara, in Kogi State, have been killed by their Fulani terrorists that adopted them despite ongoing negotiations with the parent of the student. Good morning, Triple DRS. Confirming the death of the 2 students in the hands of the Fulani terrorist kidnappers, the Commissioner of Police in Kogi State, Bennett Onhaho, described the killing as very unfortunate. That is what the British created. And don't tell me that the British is no longer involved. The British knew that the Yoruba wanted a better life and secure their own selves, but forced a union that have now created monsters of jihadis, terrorists, infiltrated every part of Nigeria today, using the proxies politicians that are criminals, that have stolen so much wealth that even the National Crime Agency have now also said that Dezani would have to come and answer question for the crime against humanity. Arole Dudua, good morning. I'm sure most of you know Dezani. She was a one-time powerful woman in Nigeria. Very, very powerful. She was so powerful that she was operating as if she was part of the owner of Nigeria. But I can tell you that she will now be coming to the court next year, November. Nigeria ex-minister, oil minister, Dezani Alison Madueke, charged with bribery in the United Kingdom. Nigerian former oil minister Dezani Alison Madueke has been charged with a bribery offense in the UK. She's suspected of accepting financial rewards, of awarding multi-million-dollar oil and gas contracts. That is the reason why you don't have good roads. That is the reason why they cannot provide security to the Kogi state where those 2 students died. The reason why you could not have adequate security is when people like Alison Madueke, that has now been charged for accepting financial rewards for awarding multi-million-dollar oil and gas contract to who? To their European counterparts. While you continue to defend that country, their European counterparts were making so much wealth out of every single one of us and squeezing our blood. Wake up, Tinubu, and start doing what you're meant to do. Wake up, Tinubu. Wake up. I care less. Wake up and fix what you can fix until we break away from that shit old country called Nigeria that cannot provide adequate security for these 2 innocent Nigerians, and as many that are still in the den of the Fulani terrorists, and stop calling them bandits. They are full-blown terrorists. You that you are just coming in, we just had a very powerful discussion with a Scottish indigenous person on this platform. I don't know whether he has made his way to work or is sleeping, but he was able to tell me live on this transmission today, which I am so pleased to have a Scottish person, because some Yoruba people cannot think out of their nose. You want to secure Nigeria. Secure Nigeria for who? We are different people with different ideologies and identity. We started with this man known as William Andrew Booker. He introduced himself to me as a Scottish. Ramon Osborne, thank you so much. Richard Dongas says Celtics win, baby. Okay, I don't know about that. Not a football fan. William Booker says to me, hi, I'm from Scotland, brother. And then he went further through some of my questions to him. We don't like English normally. Due to some of my question again, his answer was, they would prefer to have an independent Scottish country, or Scotland rather, not Scottish, because he believes that they are richer than England. He also said that it's because of tax. I went to add to that our identity is very, very unique, and he agreed with me. He said, yes, identity is so true. I told him that I also follow one of the self-determination platform fighting for the right of the Scottish people, known as the Alba Party. And he also confirmed that, yes, he's aware of the Alba Party. This is a man from Scotland. Where they make us speak broken English, they get light, they get opportunity. In children, at least up to university, they could take loan. They get economy where is still buoyant. Their GDP is good. Maternity rate is very good. Then the Scottish passport can take them to at least multiple countries around the world as long as they can fund it. Yeah, people. Yeah, Nigerians. Yoruba people. Yeah, people. Come here, be arguing. We will fix Nigeria because one influencer is sitting on social media with 3 million followers. Where they get money through endorsement, this, endorsement, that, and telling you everything will be fine in Jesus' name. Even some of your pastors, they are running away from Nigeria. One of them just told us that he had a dream with the wife that they have to leave Nigeria. Continue to live in denial. The truth is bitter. Let's talk about this young 2 Kogi students. Otichukwuwadu say, my good friend Koiki, good morning to you from Nigeria. I love the good work you are doing. Keep it up. God is with you. We see you through. Ise. The Fulani terrorists kidnap these. I mean, Tinubu, wake up. Tinubu, wake up, Joe. How can they kidnap students from the 9th of this month? Today is the 28th. They were killed only God knows when. But the news of their death, which is nothing to Nigerians anymore, they've lost faith in humanity. Students where they kidnapped from the 9th, let's count the days. Let's just assume that they killed them. I am not Chris Rock. Do I look like Chris Rock to you? Does my face look like Chris Rock? Good morning, Global Service Limited. Oduboye Ekabosa. Let's assume that they were killed 3 days ago. Tinubu Jimasun. Wake up. If you can't do it, negotiate with us so that we can get the hell out of that shit zoological country called Nigeria, created by British in 1914 for their own business enterprise. Wake up, Jimasun. or I look like Chris Rock. I am not Chris Rock. I'm sure you can tell that Chris Rock is different from me. Thank you so much anyway for the, at least if I look like Chris Rock, at least it's still better a little bit. They were kidnapped on the 9th of this month. If it has not come to you, does not mean it is not going to happen to somebody else. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Let's leave it as 20. So for 15 days, no security agency can rescue anybody. And you are calling it a country. You must be sick in your head. Oriokwe. Something is wrong with your medulla oblongata. A country that student got kidnapped for 15 days. And they were making phone call. Oh, yeah, bring the money. Okay, we are bringing the money. No, it's too late. We kill them. Bye. Can they kidnap people in Scotland like that for 15 days and the whole country will be quiet? All right. You can send me a message. I would love to come down to Newcastle and have a talk with you all. musakalam@gmail.com, or you go on my website, you will find the details without mixing it up with my telephone number. I'll be more than happy. Latiwasis Newcastle. I used to be to Newcastle some 15 years ago when I used to work with the GNER. Okay, any number I'm here, reach out. I'll be happy to come down. And we have a chit chat talk, and networking. I understand that not all Nigerians want the breakup of Nigeria. But the truth is, Nigerians were kidnapped for 15 days. Tinubu, wake up, please. Stop sleeping. Even if I want Yoruba nation, does that mean that Nigeria should not work for you until it breaks up? Because Scotland is still working for the Scottish people. And Andrew Blocker just spoke to me right now that he would prefer a Scotland independent as against the union. Not that they are not enjoying life, but they are just not satisfied with the union. Mukia Florence. And Mrs. Florence says, it is because it doesn't concern them as they don't care for the masses. It is a shame. Peter Pan says, get result. Oduduwa and Biafra media is that people have started having the discussion of break away from Nigeria, unlike the past, where a lot of Nigerians didn't know the source of their problem. And this is the reason why we must continue, the creation of the awareness. We must work hard towards it. The narrative that they've created that, oh, yeah, we got independent. Go and deal with it. Go and get a good leader. Work to get a good leader in Africa. No, I don't want to deal with Africa first. I want to deal with Yoruba people out of Nigeria. Then Yoruba nation can work with Africa. I want a Yoruba country, a Biafra country, an Arewa country that can then work with Africa. I don't want to start dealing with the whole of Africa, because the whole of Africa, is just not going to work for me to start saying, hey, we want Africanism. No, I don't want any Africanism. I want Yoruba people come out independent. Then we can work with the African Union and then work with other African countries. Because like I told you, the Berlin Conference created the boundaries that we are encountering today. Try to travel to Kenya and see. Well, I think Kenya wants to reduce the visa free anyway. As Nigerians, can't you see the way they are burning Nigerians in South Africa? Those people are animalistic. I understand that Nigerians are doing drugs, they are taking your women, they are doing this. But but how did we get to where all such is happening? Try to go to African countries and see how you will not be able to be given visa. You are not going to Europe. Hey, Lossy Europe. Friday, Godwin, good afternoon, good morning. triple the RSA. I am very sure if Nigeria happened to them, they will change their tone and want you will die before you realize the truth. I don't want you to die before you realize the truth. You don't have to agree with the breakup of Nigeria, but how can a country not go after terrorists for kidnapping the student for 15 days? Maybe I should count it again. They were kidnapped from their university campus on the 9th of May. The news of their death only filtered out 2 days ago. So let's calculate that they died probably 3 days or 4 days ago. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, Odimano, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, Odi 10 days. Unbelievable. The police commissioner stated this while he was speaking with Channels television correspondent on the telephone on Sunday, saying that the security operatives were on the trail of the abductors to bring them to book. They were on the trail. Which trail? People were making phone call. You pinpoint where the phone line is coming from, and then you send in the expert, the well-trained by the government, to drop down from the helicopter like a movie while they are sleeping, or probably, put something there for them to all gas up and sleep, and then kill the terrorists and rescue the people. But they are going to business environment in Abuja on Sunday. The military went there as if they were going to war. We all saw it now. You went to video here. Imagine the military of Nigeria, because one of their military personnel bought an iPhone. From what I heard, I am not there. And as we know, we have all kind of criminals, Nigerians anyway. I am not here to defend any one of you. We have Igbos that does fake products and bring them from anywhere, including whatever. We have Yoruba that does ritualist. So the whole system is cool anyway. I don't know who sold the phone, whether it's an Igbo man, a Yoruba man, but inside one of the shop in the complex, they don't sell fake iPhone to the military personnel. iPhone 15. Kenzie, good morning. Anyide Usman, good morning. Oluwaseun, good morning, sir. Eventually, the officer went back. This phone where you sell me, it's not, I don't think the normal thing to do in a civilized country. Let's look, there are so many fake imported products in UK as well. But if you buy something in the store, you have the right within 1 year to take it back. So even if it's a second hand, you have 30 days or whatever days. Even eBay that is sell second hand, they give you option to return it. But because the zoo is affecting all the animals inside, but animals are meant to behave properly if they're well nurtured, but they can kill you. I follow a particular page on Twitter known as X. How people think that they can save an animal, Mukiyawa Grace Olushoto, and eventually wants to live with them. I see how those animals end up killing them. And we all seen it. How animals that they are trained, they end up killing them. So in the zoo country, all the animals, I know you say, Koiki, I am not animals. Okay. So the officer went back, said, look, this phone where you sell me, this phone no work now. This one I no be iPhone. Rather than deal with the matter, it's a crazy country. The officer, they probably thought maybe they are fake because the country is full of fake. Look, you can put on these in Nigeria. You don't know who is who. Because the terrorists are wearing the same outfit. Look, if I put on my military outfit now and I'm in Nigeria, you don't know whether I'm a terrorist or I'm a zoo military man. It's a terrorist country. But in UK, wearing these, they know that you are just wearing it because of the love of the military personnel for the role that they do serving humanity. So those two military personnel were beaten up. And everybody was doing the video. And then the zoo terrorists came back. Say, you beat our own. Agreed that their personnel were beaten, officer. Must that mean that they have to import and bring in all the weapons that they use for Sambisa? They literally brought a fight weapon to FCT in the plaza. They bought gun truck. I am not making this up. We saw the video. Adex Walex, good morning. Ekwasuba at 6:23 a.m. They came with heavy gun truck as if we are now fighting. Even the fight between government and Biafra has not started. If to say that one don't start now, we go say, okay, even the fight between government and Yoruba people have not started. But the fight that they should take the gun truck to, Lenkonsimuki EO Global Service Limited. And I look forward to visiting Newcastle. And if anybody wants to invite me to your cities to come and have 2 hours engagement with the communities, Nigerian community, I will speak in a way that I will not upset them. I will always be more than happy to visit just within the UK. Koiki, we can invite you to come and have a conversation with the community that we have, the Nigerian community. I know that some of them will not listen to us, but it's what us dialogue and engage. Maybe we can buy some of them from our conversation, but you cannot buy me back into believing in one Nigeria. That for sure, I can tell you. Juliet is here. I don't know whether she's still listening. We were not paid. At least I, and I know Juliet was never paid as well. We spent our money working with the community. I still have them as friends, but I don't believe in Nigeria, and I don't have to engage with them. But if you want to invite me to your towns or cities to come and have a speech, you can give me a topic, but it has to be on would Nigeria work? And I'll come and tell you my own part with my little small brain. And you can have other experts on the roundtable discussion. We're not going to, we live in a civilized society. We're not going to punch each other. We're not going to swear. I won't swear, but I will give you the breakdown. But you must allow me to also transmit it to my wider audience to watch. So I look forward to, a Newcastle engagement that I've been told I might be coming, so I don't know when. Thank you so much. Kenzie said, Mr. Koiki, inflation is the key to the freedom. Triple D say, what a shame, what a shame. That is they know how to do is harassing innocent. Now election is around the corner, I mean in the UK, so we can, oh yes, it's very, very important. The UK election is very, very important. And I can always engage in that as well, I can tell you. I need to visit number 10 Downing Street. But my children are on holiday this week. My wife is working. It has to be next week. Time is not on our side. Also, there's a Yoruba political party, like I told you before, by Bashegun. I don't know whether those of you in the UK are aware of that. There's a Yoruba political party that has been established in the UK. They're trying to have candidates as MP or probably councillors, across. So I need to bring Bashegun. So going back to the military that cannot go and protect students that were kidnapped for 15 days. But you saw them. They went with everything to Banex Plaza. Now, I saw the update of the military yesterday that they've come into an agreement. The shop that sold the item, C93, will be closed. I think those guys don't run away, the owner of the shops, because they can't find them, according to the report. But the shop was locked for a very long time. at least probably 2 or 3 days. So that means out of the economy where they die, Enito Jegbese has been affected. You can see why I am telling you that Nigeria will affect every single one of us. Because Mr. Pata Olusegun, thank you so much. And yes, you're right. You know, we need to engage, especially many Nigerians that are living in UK, because we cannot say, you know, Yoruba nation is a country yet. That so Nigerians that are living in UK must engage in the look. The Asians are very good at that. The Asians are ahead of us. Moki Mr. Abe Akinwande, when it comes to this country. When you go to my brother is in Newcastle, but if you go down to the Yorkshire, all those areas, Leicester, they all the way to the council, they've taken everything. But what Nigerians have not done for a very long time, and it's because, again, we are not one. Yes, we have a couple of Nigerians that are MP. I have Kate Osama. I have, I can't remember their names. I think about 5 or 6 of them. But we need more numbers. Probably that is the reason why the Yoruba political party was created, to engage more people. And a lot of our people in this country that say, hey, me and I have nothing to do with this country. I'll be going to Nigeria very soon. But you've been here for 30 years, 15 years. I got involved when I came to this country. I was a member of the Labour Party, not active as I was before. When I arrived, because my mom was a so I engaged. And we did engage, you know, Julia Macapilla, African Wonder Woman, watching me on Instagram. She's a Lib Dem. We have people that are conservative. We don't punch, blow, we discuss among ourselves. I remember when Ojaja II, Oni of Ife, came to UK, the MP that welcomed him was a conservative MP. I can't remember the name now, a young man like that. So it would be nice to engage, you know, Nigerians in the UK, especially as the election is about 5 weeks away. So if you want to invite me to come and have talk around the UK election, what do I say about it? I say that as Africans living in UK, you know, we don't know when we are going back home. I've been here for 24 years. So we must participate. We must engage. That is the only way we can have our voice heard. And like I said, it's just because I don't want to bring Bashegun in, and there's a lot of background noise, especially this week. My children are on holiday. I have to spend time with them, and my wife is working. So hopefully next week I will try and bring him in as quickly as possible for a few hours to come and tell us about this, you know, Yoruba political party. It was only set up not too long ago. It's called the Yoruba UK Party. Looking at the what's it called? The UK electoral, and this is what I've picked up from them. Yoruba Exit Plan B. Like I said, I don't know whether Bashegun, known as Olushola Oni, you know, spoke with the leader of the movement, whether this is just something that he's doing, but what he says there, and this is on change.org, the Yoruba Party in the UK, April is the beginning of the rainy season when plans spring to life. April 2024, the Yoruba Nation campaign appears visibly to have sprung to life. The Afenifere leadership went to Abuja, met with President Tinubu, presumably to demand restructuring. The Yoruba Self-Determination Movement, the YSDM leadership, wrote to President Tinubu to demand self-determination. The YSDM letter is similar to the one they wrote to President Buhari on the 6th of August 2022. Others too have written similar letters. For example, the Odua Action Movement, OAM, on the 23rd of September 2020, Omodudua Worldwide, OOW, on the 16th of March 2021, the Yoruba Descendant Group, YDG, on 23rd of February 2023. These demands for restructuring and for self-determination were predicted on how Nigeria victimized the Yoruba people. This time around, the Yoruba leaders hope that President Tinubu, as a Yoruba man, will be sympathetic and understanding of the plight of the Yoruba people. There is no indication that President Tinubu will be so persuaded. However, President Tinubu, like everyone else, knows the plight of the Yoruba very well. It does not need reminding. Indeed, not too long ago, President Tinubu himself advocated for the dissolution of Nigeria. In other words, the Yoruba leaders are backing up the wrong tree. It does not matter for how long the Yoruba leaders are still backing up the wrong tree. The problem is that the Yoruba leaders have no plan other than this appeal to the good nature of the Nigerian government. I totally disagree with him on that view, but I'll just leave it for that. As far as anyone can tell, the Yoruba leaders have no plan B. Again, I totally disagree with him, but that is his own, prerogative to put that out. Because the word that we don't have a plan B, there are multiple plan B, but not everything must come into the social media for such. But again, that is his own prerogative for him to use such. Without a miracle, the tactics of the Yoruba leaders are not going to get the Yoruba out of Nigeria. We, the people, have to do our jobs ourselves. We can do it. We can create a plan B. Britain is the cause of the nightmare in which we Yoruba find ourselves. Britain wrote the first constitution of Nigeria, that is to say the amalgamation constitution of the 1st of January 1914. Perhaps, therefore, it is to Britain that we should aim our plan B. Again, let me say this, and I'm speaking on behalf of myself now. If anybody thinks that Britain will break up Nigeria for you, you will live till you are probably 100 and something years and you will die. Britain will not. You can have the input of the push. There's nothing wrong in that. That is what is called engagement, diplomacy. Even if we have a Yoruba MP there, it won't guarantee that Britain will break up Nigeria. It's a fact. And this is where I will challenge him. Because some of what he's saying that the Yoruba YSDM doesn't have plan B, I totally disagree with him on that part. But again, he has his right to what he says. I have my own right. But as someone that have lived with the British system for 24 years, and from what I have learned now with what they've created that I didn't know some 15 years ago, if we wait that Britain will create and allow the dissolution of Nigeria, it will take 30 years or another 100 years again. But there's nothing wrong in having a Yoruba political party and have a Yoruba MP, because, like I said, if I can talk about the Alba party, I don't know if the purpose of this party is for the self-determination, but I will not accept that, they should knock off that there's no plan B. Well, I mean, if he's not involved anymore, that's fine, because he was the leader of the Ilano UK until whatever happened, that did not function. Ilano UK did not function again. And there was a lot of reasons for that. Not everything I have to spill out here. So you can see that there's nothing wrong, like I said, in having a registered political party for the purpose of the UK base, not for Nigeria, because Nigeria is not a country. But for the fact that using that word, there's no plan B. Well, he is not involved, doesn't mean that there's no plan B. There are multiple plan B, but it is still a non-violent movement. The tendency that the country would dissolve with Tinubu is either yes or no. So having sympathetic from Tinubu is not an issue. Boba won Tinubu ko accept the sympathetic wa pe ka lọ tó bá won kó sọ pé won gbà problem ti ẹ nìyẹn. Tinubu fúnra rẹ̀ gan mo sọ fún yín maximum 8 years. The highest position tó lè jẹ náà ló ti jẹ nísìn. Tinubu will not come back and say he wants to be a governor. He will not come back and say he wants to be a Senate president. After becoming a president, it would be so stupid of him. And at the end of the day, if Tinubu does not have the sympathetic for us, do you think that British will have sympathetic for us? Because we have an MP that is a Yoruba man there. Let me just leave it like that. until I bring him on the show. Then we can ask him questions. No, hey, get it. This party is not set up in Nigeria. It's set up here in UK. UK in what he established just about last month, April. It's just registered in UK. It has nothing to do with Nigeria. But the fact that we are waiting for one UK system to help us. Oh, yes. Sherry, the advantage of an MP is that you can say anything at the floor of the parliament in the house. You can throw questions to them that I will not be having the privilege to throw to them. But as an MP, you can put the front. But let me just leave it for now, because I know they understand what I'm saying. But what I will not sit here and let somebody come and rubbish the work of Baba Akintoye. I will not sit and tolerate that. It doesn't matter whoever you are. Baba Akintoye le mi ṣiṣẹ́ fún àti Igboho. I have told you that. So we must be very careful, especially this kind of, oh, Yoruba nation does not have a plan B. We got to be very careful. And I know Bashegun is listening, and some of his people are listening to me. And I remain working for Baba Akintoye and Igboho. I have traveled to Nigeria, I've seen them, and I know where they stand. And there are so many things that have been discussed that is not something I will sit here and be telling you, oh, this is plan B, this is plan D. No. We are not acting movie. So let us be very careful. I don't have any problem with Bashegun. But for the fact that we Britain, Tabani, Yoruba political power, oh yes, it will be of interest. But with Tabani Yoruba party in the UK, our Jackie UK government for one Yoruba nation. Let's leave it like that for now. Let's come back and use the last hour, because I don't want to do more than 3 hours, because already we've done 2 hours. Boki gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí, ó dẹ̀ kí n ṣe tíì, kí n fi tíì jò gẹ̀. So, like I said, I would, is it not funny when he knows that no plan B? Why did he come out for most of the rally in London? Well, probably maybe because, let me just leave it that way. But I would, if I bring him on board, which I would try, hopefully next week, like I said. But this week, I have to spend time with my children, and I don't want anything to disrupt that. But it's good to engage, when it comes to, the political. I should go and make my tea. Okay. Mr. Koiki, I have a Yoruba person heading the Labour Party in UK. Is all planned way for drawing us back? Well, I mean, like I said, this is all independent. It has nothing to do with the YSDM, at least as far as I'm concerned, because Baba Akintoye did not brief me. YSDM did not say anything about it. So he lives in UK, just like every one of us. If I can set up a business here, in town, if I set up near. So, like I said, I am not here to knock them off, but I will not also tolerate them knocking off the hard work of Baba Akintoye, Igboho, and Otumba Demola and the YSDM. Yes, if they have it, that it will be of interest to us, yes. But when you came out from any Yoruba nation, sometimes they want to force things out of my mouth, but only inu isale, me, I won't. So there's all options on the table. Even I want Simon Ekpa, that many people don't want us to talk about them. Even as at yesterday, your concern message to me, Koiki, we don't want to have anything to do with the Biafra. They are doing their own, we are doing our own. Simon Ekpa, only all option will be on the table. It's entirely up to the government to look at those options. If they look at it, it's going to be for the interest and the benefit of everybody. And like I said, nobody has monopoly to violence. You can't fight, a confrontational fight with the federal government and their military. But I would just say, it cost a lot. By the end of the day, something was gained out of it. So let's leave it like that. But it's always good to have multiple options on the table. But Beki only and Babakito ni plan B. That for me is like no. There are all different ways of getting a nation. Diplomacy makwe, but it's worth pursuing. The Goralitash in the UK, it helps to create awareness. The British government were just like, they don't care. You have an MP there, Tony Blair deceived us about Iraq. It led multiple people died in Iraq. In Israel, the UK continued to supply weapons to Israel. And this election is going to be very, very decisive. I've never seen, I've lived in the UK and I've witnessed elections at least go to the conservative government for 16 years, which they've been now. This coming election is going to be on multiple faces of things, from the climate to the things happening globally. Internally, the English people are crying. The non-English people are crying of so many things that is going wrong in this country. The level of poverty in this country, you'll be asking yourself sometimes, poverty, because standard our film and work with other countries, be Norway, Finland. Our work with Africa. Africa would be by. Poverty, yes, there is poverty in this country. Homelessness. Do you know that NHS is struggling before you can get an appointment? You will wait and wait and wait. King Bottom waiting list. Why do you think they're saying waiting list? Because most of the doctors are not being paid very well. That's why they're striking. You better need to lost our doctor striking. Remember, doctor media the junior doctors are not being paid very well. And we are funding a war in Iraq, in Ukraine. So the election on July 4th in the UK this time around is going to be a very, very decisive one. Who is going to win? I don't know. But it would be nice to engage as many people before that election. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI. Let's go through the final part of the broadcast at 9 minutes past. Somebody said I should go and make my tea. Mokiyami Amdalat Owoyemi Shalafia Lewama. Eban Kaon Moinile. Oni Baba Koike Kweto. Ejeka Pada Sirali. Somebody called me from America yesterday and he was very concerned that Koiki time to do Lobai. And we spoke for, he says he wasn't going to take my time, but eventually we spoke for like almost 17 minutes. He's very worried, he's concerned that we should not rely on Tinubu. And we should, just like Yamud Alashi saw, we should be back on the road, full force with our campaign awareness. Would that stop people from going to vote in 2027? Yoruba people wants to keep Tinubu in power. They will bribe them. Some will just for sympathy. Some will be compelled. I've told you, all the market traders in Lagos State or Bimwada, I'm going to vote for Tinubu. But can we gain more ground? Because the movement got divided and the numbers dropped. So we need to get the numbers back again. Because already, but eventually nothing has come out of it. But there are still some gullible ones, not a huge number. Some of them have backtracked, but there are still few that, that is normal life, You will always get people in every ramification of life. So I do agree, we must be back on track with our rallies and the other things of engagement across Yoruba land. Moki Mr. Samson, Oyawole Eshegoneka Rosa. Moki brother mi Alarakwe Israel Babs Eka Rosa. Moki Ayinde Usman. Moki Mbeshe ndide ní gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ọba Elédùmarè abami wà pẹ̀lú gbogbo wa. Kò ní fi wá sílẹ̀, kò dẹ̀ ní jẹ́ kó gbalẹ̀ mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́. Shout out to many of you. Oh yes, Triple DRSA, we should take this opportunity to gather the momentum for rally. And I have no doubt that Babakito so the rally is going to come back on. Awole Yemokin, good morning, sir. I am underscore Supi. FLJ be copy. Ekaro. So Mokibu Bolen Konsi. So there's no doubt, we need to be back on the full trail. And I can tell you, Igbo is coming to UK. The arrangement is on the full gear. And I can tell you there will be a rally. I can tell you that officially. I can tell you that we'll be also hosting him for a dinner. But I'll keep the date for now. We will announce it very soon. So prepare your shoes. Prepare to travel down to UK and meet Igbo. The meeting is going on behind the curtains. At least I've given you something to smile about. Akpata Olusegun, brother mi sọ pé since United Kingdom has pulled out of European Union, things are not the same again. There's no doubt, yes. What deceive around náà ni? UK were very kini ma pe gbon mi Triple DRS. Wọ́n wà very pompous ní àbí òyìnbó mo fẹ́ lò. Ó ní ìgbéraga. UK ní ìgbéraga. It's a good country. I live here. This is where I earn my living. But wọ́n ní ìgbéraga. Proud. Yes, òyìnbó tí mo wà nìyẹn. They are very proud. Àwọn Scottish should like it. Àwọn Wales should like it. Àwọn citizens wọ́n wà okay o, ẹ má get me wrong. But the system here, what deceive àwọn Scotland ni. Wọ́n ní kó vote in fún EU pé kó exit. No, wọ́n ní kó voting pé kó exit. Pé àbí. No, wọ́n ní kó vote against the referendum. Pé àwọn máa remain in the European Union. Nígbà tó di 2016, wọ́n yọ jẹ̀gẹ́ lẹ́sẹ̀ wọn ni. They pull out of the Union, the European Union. Some Scottish people were like, but inter campaign fún akọ́ lélẹ̀ now. So this election, oh my God. Ta ló máa ń gbọ́ LBC? Bí tèmi náà lẹ́ǹkan ti tójọ́ mẹ́ta, but tí bá wà ní mọ́tò náà ni máa ń gbọ́. Bámidélé sọ pé when we start the rally again, people will be happy. There's a rally coming in UK. I can tell you before the end of the year. Ganilo is away. They are very pompous. Moki Adamola Melekan, Okpe Milano. Moki Easy, Moki Momsi Mina, our family me. Moki Buba Homo wa tó wà ní holiday. So, Moki Mr. Shinloye. So there's going to be two powerful things before the end of the year. Igbo will visit to UK officially. We are holding a rally and we are holding a dinner and meet and greet. We will give you enough notice to plan for those events. We will give you 3 months notice. when the advert is going to come out and the jingles and all that. But I can tell you that it is in a full gear. And you would also support and contribute towards that, at least. Agreed? Committee quietly in the background. Anyone in Europe, you must fly in. Train Lema now. The rally will be on a weekend, so kò sí excuse. Ẹ lè wọlé ní Saturday yẹn, kẹ̀dẹ̀ padà ní ọ̀rọ̀ Sunday. Ẹ̀kọ́ wà bí kan dé pẹ̀lú àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ yín ni ẹ̀kọ́ ṣe fàájì ni. So we will tell you in advance. It will be massive. It will be massive. Lágbára Ọlọ́run. So gbogbo ẹ̀yin yá wa, ẹ lọ get ìbàtà yín ready. Lọ get àwọn trainers yín. Gbogbo flags ẹ ní tó wà nílé. Àní flag kankan lẹ̀ mọ́. So gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ fẹ́ flag ìtẹ́tí nílé ẹ jẹ́ yá tọ́jú ẹ̀. Ẹ má mú fún yàn kankan. So that will also help, towards this self-determination campaign tá à ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. So ẹ jẹ́ ká máa gbáradì fún yẹn. Prince Adébáyọ̀ ṣe ti mo kí Jaya Ajayi Gabriel, mo kí Chief Imam. So ẹ jẹ́ kíkọ́ ka this part of interabẹ̀rẹ̀ ní àná. We are no àti ṣe yẹn part 2 ni mo need. Okay, Italy lẹ ti ń gbọ́ mi, Mr. Pat. Ẹ ti gbọ́ èdè bí wèrè. Gbogbo àwọn ìlú yẹn tó bá gbọ́ èdè ò lè gbé níbẹ̀. Italy, Spain, and all that. Wow. Today makes it official that Spain, Norway, and France recognize Palestinian as a state. What an interesting time to be alive in this world. Spain, Norway, France. Ìlú mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta yẹn, ìlú tó dẹ̀ tó ní kìmí ni wọ́n nínú European country. What officially, as at any, declare pé Palestinian is a state. It might not make any difference on the ground, but our Palestinian executive, they can set up an embassy, they can start diplomacy and all that. So you standard in one of really push the cattle break away from Nigeria, get an official recognition from powerful countries. But do you think that they will just give it to you like that without going through both M1? It could be possible. I don't know. So all these are options that have to be put on the table, especially when you're fighting a cause that you're trying to minimize bloodshed, because the whole reason on a very smooth journey is because we are trying to avoid bloodshed. Especially, why do we want to create bloodshed on our own territory? But already only people continue to say you don't want bloodshed, but bloodshed is going on in Nigeria. Actually, suffering bloodshed ẹ̀jẹ̀ wà lára wọn. Wọ́n lè show in video yẹn ni ẹ̀jẹ̀ sì wà lára àwọn ọmọ yẹn. So it could be many of you that are saying, yes, think Yoruba first, Baba mi kunle shita. So when people say, but 29,000 people were killed under the Buhari regime for 8 years. The population of people that died, and let me see, I think I got the number, but I just want to double check. How many people died not during COVID? Can you come and COVID? During IRA, not Iraq, IRA war. Do you want to know the numbers? Benny, you're right, Ganilo. The 3 powerful countries. Imagine, Norway, Spain, and France could recognize were officially. Tony Ages Moke. I want to say people, how many people do you think died? Because one later is like inú ogun la wà nígbà tí Buhari wà níbẹ̀, inú ogun la tún wà gan nísìn nígbà tí èmi ló kàn wà níbẹ̀. 100% we are going to fall in àwọn ti Russia ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn àwọn ń bọ̀ nílé. How many people do you think died between 1969 and 1994? Okay, Triple DRS sọ pé approximately 10 people were killed every day in the 8 years of Buhari, but ti IRA ni mo sọ nísìn. Èèyàn mélòó lẹ rò pé ó kú láti 1969 títí dé 1994? Dennis sọ pé 38,000. Mr. Denny ní 50,000. Àwọn méjì péré tó ń wo program nìyẹn. Gbogbo ẹni tó kò wo program. Ẹ ti wọnú iṣẹ́. How many people do you think died? Roughly. I am Soapy láti Russia, only 24,000. Okay, is that the total number we can get? 24. I read 24 kan, I read 38 kan, I read 50,000 kan. So your meta. Okay. Tí bá sọ fún yín pé from 1969, Gani Oloyede ní 29,000. All right. Ìwọ kọ́ lọ mú láti tí ní àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá, ọmọ lọ 29. Mr. Abiodun Adeyinka ní 56,000. Wahab ní Koiki, èmi náà comment 48,000. Tí bá sọ fún yín pé gbogbo numbers yẹn kò débẹ̀ rárá. Gbogbo numbers tí gbogbo yín kọ yẹn pátá ìwọ tó kọ síta ni o, àwọn tó kọ tó ń gbọ́ mi náà. Numbers èèyàn tó kú nígbà tó ń jagun pẹ̀lú Britain àti àwọn IRA kò tó gbogbo ń tẹ́kọ síta yẹn. Màá wá sọ numbers yẹn fún yín nísìn. Kẹwàá jẹ́ ká wò pẹ̀lú 29,000 ọmọ Yorùbá tó kú in 8 years. Ogun yìí dẹ̀ lọ for more than 30 years. Mo mọ ìtàn pé 30 nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, lédè Yorùbá rather. 30 years lógun yìí fi lọ fún. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n wá sọ fún yín. It was estimated close, okay, Triple DRS òun drop ẹ̀ sí 3,000. Kò tó nọ́mbà yẹn. Èèyàn mélòó gan ló wá kú Koiki? Okay, ọgbọ́n ni 30,000 àbí? Okay, ẹ ṣe gan ni. Mo ṣáà kọ́kọ́ pé kí ni Soapy kan bẹ́ẹ̀ kò yé mi, mo wá rí pé Gani Oloyede náà sọ the same thing. So 30,000 ni wọ́n pè ní ọgbọ́n àbí ṣé mo pronounce it dáadáa? All right. Between 1969 and 1994, the IRA killed about 1,800 people, including approximately 600 civilians. The fortunes of the IRA waxed and waned after the 1960s. What was the total death count of the IRA? Over 1,800 of all killings committed during the Troubles have been attributed to the Irish Republican Army. How many Irish were killed by the British? Okay. I think this number is high. It might be no. The combination of the warfare, famine, and the plague combination, warfare, famine, which is in turn go through the one at the plague, caused a huge mortality among the Irish population. William Petty estimated in the 1655 to 1656 that the death toll of war, okay, it is 1641 years, so which is a long time ago. So it's not that one we are looking at. Years about 18,000. So we are looking at the one that started between 1969 to 1994. 30 years is Ogbon Odun. So what I'm just trying to say here is that nobody wants to see a bloodshed of innocent lives. But we are saying it in the reality. Lano, Abijeta, Israel bombed a place where 45 people died. So we are hoping and praying that the solution to the problem of Nigeria will be resolved amicably in a way that the bloodshed will not be as much Ṣé rí pé mo sọ pé kò ní sí as much as expected, because already there's a lot of bloodshed going on a daily basis. So mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ kan sí, we are about 25 minutes, because I say 2 hours 25 minutes. I can't do more than 3 hours because it will be too much. Ẹ̀dẹ̀mọ̀ pé mo tútù lè jáde padà lé again, so kémi náà kọ́ kí n parí ẹ̀ kí n kẹ́sẹ̀ sókè kí n mu tea and do other things. Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ̀ ka èyí tí bàbá Akíntóyè ṣe sọ. We Yoruba, ìran ọmọ Yorùbá, have suffered àti jìyà abominably. Òyìnbó yẹn ló pọ̀ dé. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ meaning abominably yẹn. In independent Nigeria, and we have decided to exit. So ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ meaning abominably yẹn. Let's look at the meaning and see if we can get the pronunciation as well.
Abominably.
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 Very unpleasant or unfairly. So nínú Nigeria, we have been
abominably,
very unpleasantly and unfairly treated. Wọ́n treat wa bí èèyàn. Wọ́n treat wa dáadáa. And there's no reason for you to defend them. Kò sẹ́ni tó hate Tinubu. Kò sẹ́ni tó hate àwọn olóṣèlú yẹn. But ìdí tá a ṣe like wọn ni pé wọ́n ti ṣe kí ni?
Abominably.
They've treated us unfairly. Kò jẹ́ kọ́mọ Yorùbá kọ̀ọ̀kan máa sùn sábẹ́ bridge. Gbogbo àwọn tó lọ ń kó kúrò lábẹ́ bridge yẹn, it's so painful because that is not their home. Tí gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá bá dùn tó dáa, kò ń ṣe pé kò sí housing crisis nílùú yìí. There is shortage of houses in this country. Àwọn èèyàn ń sùn ta nílùú yìí. But looking at àwọn tó lọ ń kó lábẹ́ bridge yẹn tán ni wọ́n ń kó kúrò lábẹ́ bridge yẹn, ṣé fipò wọn àwọn náà láti máa gbé lábẹ́ bridge ni? Condition ló mú crayfish bend. Báwo ni Àpápá, owó Èkó a lè fi tọ́jú àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá? Àwọn kan dẹ̀ fi ń tọ́jú ara wọn. So this is where we say to our politicians that this is unfair. Intention fún wa ló ń pè ní
abominably,
very unpleasantly unfair treatment. What is the synonym of
abominably,
abhorrent, atrocious, harmful, contemptibly, despicably, disgusting? Ìyẹn máa wọlé Yorùbá báyìí, ó look disgusting torí pé ẹ fẹ́ jẹ́ kí development débẹ̀. Èèyàn dẹ̀ wọ plane ẹ lọ abroad. Rí Ṣèyí Mákindé tó ń ya picture pàpàpàpà pẹ̀lú ọmọ ẹ̀ l'Amẹ́ríkà ní Yale University. Ṣé wọ́n lè kidnap ọmọ yẹn ní university kan ní kó wá san ransom? Very, very sad situation the Yoruba found themselves. Ìyẹn ni bàbá Akíntóyè ṣe sọ pé, but then, since the time of Nigeria's independence in 1960, our being part of Nigeria, àjọṣepọ̀ wa pẹ̀lú Nigeria, ó pull wa back. Tani kò pull back? Àtẹni tó wà ní Russia, àtẹni tó ń bẹ ní Malaysia, àtẹni tó ń bẹ ní Europe, àtàwa tá ti kúrò ní European country, the UK, àtẹni tẹ́ wà ní African country. Can you say pé Nigeria pull wa back? Tó bá tẹ̀ ń rí tiẹ̀ ṣe níbẹ̀, bí àkọ́kọ́ ń dán mọ́rán ẹ̀, o ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ mọ́tò tó fi ń deliver, o ní business tó ń ṣe, o ní POS, o ní kankan tó ń ṣe. Nigeria has been, kò ń ṣe has been, kò ń ṣe lénìí, kò ń ṣe lénìí ló ṣe àwa náà ṣe láìdé aṣẹ̀nílàákàyè yẹn ni. Nígbà tá a bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń fi ọ̀rọ̀ wé ọ̀rọ̀, tá a bẹ̀rẹ̀ fi ń jọ ń fi ọ̀rọ̀ wé ọ̀rọ̀, láwa rí pé okay, kí ló dé tá a ṣe tètè progress? Kí ló dé tó pẹ́ tá progress? It's because Nigeria has been pull wa down, but àwa kàn máa rí ọmọ olórin tó ń jó yẹn Obesere Atawẹ́wẹ́, ṣàtàwẹ́wẹ́ tẹ̀ ṣe ń kọrin ṣá. Atawẹ́wẹ́ mi sùlẹ̀ tó ń jó tègédégé. We get carried away. Nínú ẹ̀ à ń ṣèkó, à ń bímọ, à ń marry. Nínú ẹ̀ èèyàn máa kú. But in the real sense, ó kàn pull wa padà sẹ́yìn, but a tètè rí. Nísìn tí as Peter Pan ṣe sọ pé because of continuous engagement of different things tá à ń gbọ́ ilé ìtúṣẹlẹ̀ àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ló gé orí èèyàn lọ ń sún, kí ló dé? Ọmọ Yorùbá ló gé kíní bàbá ẹ̀ nísàlẹ̀ ló fẹ́ fi ṣògùn owó. Àwọn ọmọ Yíbò gbé drug. Kí lẹ́yìn gbé drug wá ẹ̀ ń bá àwọn èèyàn wa jẹ́. Àwọn Haúsá wọ́n ń bá màálù sùn. Ṣé mọ̀ pé látara gbogbo ń ta ṣe ń rí nísìn with video evidence gbogbo kíní yẹn ti ń ṣẹlẹ̀, but kò sí evidence tí a lè fi pull it out together. Àlàáfíà ni mo wà, ṣeun làwà o. God bless Biafra for life, boss. I love Biafra, boss. Àtàwẹ́wẹ́ ṣì ń kọrin. Àwọn ará Lagos Island like ẹ̀ gan. Àtàwẹ́wẹ́ mi sùlẹ̀ tó ń jó gègègègègègègè. Èmi ò mọrin kọ bí àṣà bàbá Èkìtì náà máa ná wọn mọrin kọ. Now, Nigeria former colonial overlord tó ń pè ní Britain or British, wọ́n lè ṣe mọ̀ pé kí ló ń da léwó? Ilé kí ló máa ń dáwó? Àwọn yàtọ̀ sí pé tí wọ́n lọ pa àwọn Ọlọ́run foríjì gbogbo àwọn èèyàn wa tó kú ní mọ́ṣáláṣí tí wèrè excavator, èmi ò mọ ibi tí excavator tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ tó lọ pull foundation tí mọ́ṣáláṣí wó pa àwọn èèyàn ní ọ̀nà Àjàó estate. kọ́lọ́n foríjì gbogbo àwọn èèyàn wa tó kú nínú ewu yẹn. Ọlọ́run jẹ́ ká tó rírú ẹ̀ mọ́, but ìyẹn chances yẹn slim gan. But foundation kí ló máa ń jẹ́ kí foundation ilé, kí ló máa ń jẹ́ kí ilé dà wó? I am Supi, ó ní bad foundation. That is it. Bó o bá tẹ̀ o mọ̀ kankan, ṣèbá rí ilé tí bọ̀bọ́ yẹn kọ́, ṣé first course ló ń pè tó dà wó, tó dẹ̀ náà ń gbé abroad. Òun ti wà nínú housing foundation or housing whatever for 30-20 years. Tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí àdì èyí tí kò sọ fún wọn pé òun máa àdì mọ́ torí ó fi make owó sí. Ilé tọ́ ìtì kọ̀tọ́ tó ń dà wó, Nàìjíríà ni màá ti ń rí. Kò ń ṣe pé kò ń ṣẹlẹ̀ náà ní gbogbo àgbáyé. So Nigeria former colonial, a kò máa lo díẹ̀ nú ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ni òtòrí mo nílé ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀tàn léni. Ẹ mọ̀ pé wíìkì náà la máa fi parí ẹ̀, so we have more time. Nigeria former colonial overlords, the British. Ìwọ ọ̀gbẹ́ ní UK, ibi báyìí lè mí, ìyẹn ló máa tẹ̀ ń yà mí lẹ́nu, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ̀ gbé ní UK. Ṣé òun sọ fún mi nísìnyí pé èyí tí mò ń sọ pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ UK irọ́ ni mò ń pa? No, mò ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ ọmọ Nàìjíríà. So òun sọ nísìnyí pé ibi báyìí tí mò ń gbé, òpùrọ́ náà làwọn náà. Tony Blair sọ fún wa pé Saddam Hussein ó ní chemical weapon láyìn báyìí within 30 seconds ó máa pa gbogbo èèyàn dànù. Ọmọ irọ́ ló wà ń bẹ̀. Wọ́n dẹ̀ fi gbógun lọ sí Iraq. Àdèmọ́tọ́ torí ẹ̀ lọ, wọ́n jí góòlù wọn, wọ́n jí dis, wọ́n bà gbogbo nǹkan jẹ́, wọ́n pa àwọn èèyàn rẹpẹtẹ. Eventually nísìn Iraq rè kò gbádùn báyìí. Kò ń ṣe pé Saddam Hussein náà but at the end of the day ṣé ààrẹ bọ́ ṣe fún Gaddafi? Ṣé mọ̀ pé àwọn Libyan gbádùn kó tó di pé wọ́n pa Gaddafi? Wọ́n sọ fún wa pé Gaddafi dísà ọgbógun lọ síbẹ̀, wọ́n destroy Libya. Ṣé mọ̀ pé Libya yẹn ni wọ́n sì fi tú sá lọ? Ṣé wá rí i pé kò make sense? Bí Libya ṣe worst tó yẹn àwọn èèyàn sì fi dé Libya pé ọmọ Koiki, ọmọ jẹ́ kémi dé Libya, tí bá dé Libya wọ́n ní mo lè gbàbẹ̀ wọ Europe. Ọmọ kọ́lọ̀ ń jẹ́ survive lórí Mediterranean Sea. Àwọn tó gbàbẹ̀ kọjá, àwọn èèyàn ti kú káwọn náà tó dáhùn. So ìyẹn ló máa ń shock irú àwa. So we get confused when some of you in Nigeria, you are saying the empire, the overlords, pé irọ́ là ń pa. How? British laid for Nigeria the foundation of decline and failure by manipulating everything. ẹni tó bá dẹ̀ wà manipulative you must run away from them. So Britain was very, very manipulative. Wọ́n rí bàbá wo lọ́wọ́, wọ́n rí Dick. Sunak offer tax break for pensioner election campaign yẹn mo rí nísìnyí tó jáde irọ́ ni o náà offer kìíní kan fáwọn pensioner £2.4 billion. Election bá ti ń bọ̀ ẹnu wọn máa ń dún yànmùyànmù ni. British wọ́n ní wọ́n lé foundation kan, foundation of deceit, foundation of irọ́, foundation pé àwọn north ni wọ́n ní numbers ju gbogbo wa lọ. Ibi ṣorílẹ̀ ní ta fi sọ pé north ní more population, British ló lé foundation yẹn. I'm sorry to say that is a very high risk journey. So you now you won't argue pé a máa fix the foundation yẹn. Now èmi wá ń béèrè pé ọ̀nà how do you want to fix it? How are you going to fix it? What are your plans to fix that foundation? Because we are talking about a foundation that was laid. Ó dàbí cable tó máa ń lè sábẹ́ omi. Ṣé rántí pé ní about weeks back you all had a problem with the internet. Ta ló rántí ní Nàìjíríà? Mo fi mọ̀ bí àwọn èèyàn follow me. About some weeks back, one internet yẹn ó reduce. Ká tó wá gbọ́ pé underwater cable kan ló cut látara bí a ship kan tó já sí abẹ́ omi yẹn or something like that. There was a lot of problem we couldn't, èmi náà lè wọnú First Bank mi, we couldn't do as much. Mo kíyàwó wa ti gbórí wọlé mo ní dárúkọ ẹ bá dárúkọ ẹni jẹ́ pé màá lọ máa wo orí Instagram page. Àwọn ọmọ kan àti baálé rẹ̀, our black shining wife. Ṣàlàfíà ló wà. Àbọ̀rọ̀ mọ̀ yé nísìn. So British lay foundation tó mọ̀ pé kò lè favour wa ní èní lọ́la fún ìran tiwa. The first thing they did was wọ́n rí bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ as a very highly intelligent man. Wọ́n wá wò pé táwọn bá gbé Nàìjíríà lé bàbá yìí lọ́wọ́, ó máa make sure pé Nàìjíríà ó wà far ahead of England or even the whole of Britain. So the first thing they did was ní gbé Nàìjíríà lé bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ lọ́wọ́. Do you know what they did? Wọ́n ní kó lọ campaign. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà nísìn tó bá election bá dé nísìn wàá gba gúgúrú, wàá gbẹ́pà, wàá gbaṣọ, wàá gbowó, ẹ gba mọ́tò, wàá fún ẹ lọ́kadà, àwọn náà ló máa Sanwó-Olú náà ló máa padà ní o lè drive ọ̀kadà yẹn láti bíbà sí bíbà, wàá gbà lọ́wọ́ ẹ, mọ́tò tó fún ẹ al accident nínú kò sí títì. Ó wá wọn tí Britain ṣe, wọ́n ní kí gbogbo wọn lọ campaign. Zik, Tafawa Balewa, Idris Muke, wọ́n ní kí everybody lọ campaign. Just like bọ́ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ọmọ kìíní sin election bá dé ní sin APC máa ní ó yá ẹ fún wọn ní 200 million bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ẹ lọ máa fi campaign. Ìyàtúkùnú àkówó síta ìyẹn tí ń contest láti 1992 kò lè re-election jẹ. Now ó wá mọ tí Britain ṣe while that election was going on, ó wá pe àwọn northerners sẹ́yìn pé ẹ̀yin má ṣe wàhálà tó pọ̀ o, ẹ ṣáà fi àwọn Yorùbá yẹn lẹ̀, ṣọ́nà àwọn gbọ́n ni ẹ̀yin fi wọ́n sílẹ̀, but ẹ̀yin má wá ṣe bí pẹ́yìn náà ní campaign, ẹ̀yin náà máa campaign. Awólọ́wọ̀ wá ní ìgbà tóun dé north òun ò rí èèyàn, ìgbà tó lọ campaign ní north wọ́n ò rí èèyàn ní north. British wá rígi census. The first ever census in Nigeria was rigged by British. Wọ́n wá parí ẹ̀ síbẹ̀, wọ́n wá mọ̀ pé táwọn bá rígi census yẹn which they gave to the north, because gbogbo pé north náà wọ́n ní numbers lẹ́ni, British ló gbé number yẹn lé wọn lórí. And that is why there are many of them in the Senate and the House. Àwọn ọlọ́pọ̀ ju gbogbo àwọn ẹ̀yà tó kù lọ. And how do you want to change anything when àwọn ọlọ́pọ̀ olè dẹ̀ làwọn tàwa tó wà níbẹ̀ 419 ní gbogbo wọn, they are criminal bastards. Sori ibi tí problem ń bọ̀ now wọ́n wá ṣe yẹn nìkan. Zik àtàwọ̀ one campaign, Zik àwọ̀ action. nígbà war tí parí election Britain declare result for North. And Awolowo and Zik were shocked. Lọ́wọ́ video gbàtàn hand over Nigeria fún Nigeria during the independence. Not ni wọ́n hand over fún. The video is on the social media. Lọ́wọ́ lórí YouTube. So you are now telling me ìwọ tí mò ń sọ fún onírọ́ ni mò ń pa. Now look at the whole structure of Nigeria today and ask yourself, has those structure favored you? This is why we are saying, we Yoruba, àwa ọmọ aládé tá ń pera wa, we have suffered kí ni mo pè lẹ́ẹ̀kan?
Abominably.
In independent Nigeria, and we have decided to exit. Àwọn kan wá ní náà torí pé ó favour ìwọ àti family ẹ̀ ló ṣe ń sọ pé náà. Tó bá jẹ́ pé brother ní àwọn ọmọ méjì tó pa ní Kogi tí mo play audio ẹ̀ fún yín lẹ́ẹ̀kan, 2 kidnapped Kogi University students by Fulani terrorists. After 15 days, government tó tẹ̀ wá wọn débi pé wọ́n fi mọ̀bí tó wà. 15 days. Àwọn kan ṣì wà pẹ̀lú wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ o. So live a denying life. And béèrè tí mò ń béèrè láàárọ̀ yìí torí mo ti fẹ́ máa káìsàn yẹn lẹ̀. What future do we have in Nigeria? And is it not the right time to say the future is bleak? B-L-E-A-K. Bravo Lima Echo Alpha Kilo. Máa sọ pé kò bleak. Ṣorí àwọn tó wà lábroad máa farawé wọn. Because they will come home, wá tẹ̀sí ẹ lójú, wá oppress ẹ. Ẹni tí kò jẹ́ kó rán ẹṣẹ́ torí pé ń kó pounds àti dollar àti euro àti Canadian dollar bọ̀, àrùn ẹṣẹ́. A ti rán ẹṣẹ́ tán kó tó máa wò pé èmi náà ẹ bá ń ra màlá ń bẹ̀ yẹn. Ìwọ gan á lọ rà torí pé o mọ̀ pé inú ẹ̀ ló ti máa jẹ. Ẹni tó tó ẹ á sọ̀rọ̀ sí ẹ. Ìyẹn la ṣe ń sọ pé London abroad kò level kankan nílẹ̀ abroad nígbà tó ń bá prime minister sọ̀rọ̀ anyhow. Kò sí Nàìjíríà lẹ́tì lè máa bùgá fúnra. Kò sí level kankan nílùú òyìnbó. A kàn ń fi ọ̀wọ̀ fúnra wa gẹ́gẹ́ ẹlòmíràn kò lọ́wọ́ tó máa fún ẹ o. Ìbẹ́ẹ̀rin wọn ní church ní àwọn Amẹ́ríkà tó ń bára wọn fúnra wọn lẹ́sẹ̀. That is what the British laid. Foundation tó lè fún wa, òun náà ló ṣe ń lọ yẹn. So tí wọ́n bá wọn sọ pé but Koiki wọ́n ti fún wa ní independent, òmùgọ̀ nìyẹn. The foundation of the independent faulty. So definitely, kí ló expect? Agbe 36 states, agbe lórí bungalow. So ẹ jẹ́ ká ka díẹ̀ sí. We are just 10 minutes out of the program. So the British laid for Nigeria the foundation of decline and failure by manipulating everything. The first constitution tó máa lò Nigeria, parliament ni wọ́n ti drafted. Àwa kọ́ la jókòó bá wọn drafted. The first constitution. Èyí tẹ́ ń lò nísìn tí Jagaban mú ní kò wake up. Ẹ lọ jí president ní oorun òun ló ń sùn lágo èmi kan ti jí látago aago 5 àbí aago mélòó ni mo ti. Ẹ lọ jí Tinubu kó wá nǹkan tó máa ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà. Yà ń jẹ́ everybody. Inflation everywhere. Ẹ jẹ́ ń tẹ̀ fún yín ní figure yẹn ká tó máa lọ. Ẹ mú ní kẹ́ lọ bá mi jí Tinubu. Ẹ jí níbi tí ó bá sùn sí. Oorun òun ló ń sùn. Ṣé president gbọ́dọ̀ máa sùn títí di 7:20? Ó dá ká tẹ̀ sọ pé tó bá ti dago 9 ní kó dìde lẹ̀. Gbogbo àwọn tó ń kidnap tó ibi ń pa gbogbo yín tí yà ń jẹ gbogbo. Ẹ jẹ́ òun kọ́ lónà fẹ́ ṣe ní aránṣẹ́ ni. Well, wake up. Súnmájì. Ó yá farabalẹ̀. Tó bá ní pen o lè kọ sílẹ̀. Tinubu 1 year the economic indices. Ọ̀la ló máa pọ́dún kan. Á jáde lọ́la nísìn. Wọ́n á ti draft gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tó máa pa. Gbogbo wọ́n á ti máa rìhásẹ̀ báyìí kọ́ ló ń jẹ́ kó rántí kankan. Wọ́n kúkú máa gbé tẹ́lú kíní síwájú ẹ̀ náà ni. Kí Tinubu tó dé 238 naira là ń repo. Èmi náà bá yín rà bí kò mò ń send owó sílé tó fi ń repo sínú kankan tí mò ní kó máa bá mi operate. ó ti wá di 701 naira, ó ti lọ sókè by 194.5% increase. Food inflation kí Tinubu tó dé, it was 24.82%. Ó ti lọ sí 40.54%, ìyẹn gòkè by 37.52% increase. Ìyẹn lè ṣe ń pariwo ebi o, ebi ń pa wá. Àwọn kan tẹ̀ máa ní sálárì wọ ọ̀rá gàrí, ó ti rẹ̀ pa sílé. A ní sálárì wọ kò ra rice. Wọ́n design Nàìjíríà pé kí sálárì ẹ̀ kó ra báàgì ráìsì. Paint lọ ní kó máa rà tẹ́lẹ̀ gan, ó wá lè ra paint mọ́. Wọ́n ti wá ń ṣe sachet right nígbà tó ń ṣe sachet àwọn alcohol tó ń mu yẹn. All shares index, èèyàn mélòó ló ń ra shares? Gbogbo ìtàwọn parents wà rà tán ní ẹ wá ra shares, ẹ ra shares. Ṣé mo tẹ̀ ní láti kà? Èèyàn mélòó ló ń ra shares? Ta ló ní shares nínú yín? Èyí ta tí rà táwọn parents wà rà, arówó ẹ̀gbà. Gbogbo shares táwọn parents wà rà, shares, ẹ wá ra shares táwọn báńkà tó máa polówó fún wọn. Mélòó lọ́rówó ẹ̀gbà? Exchange rate, dọ́là nígbà tí Tinubu máa dé 416 ló bá. Dọ́là ti di $1 to 1,479 as at èní. That is 220.4% increase. Mo wá ní ó sì máa di 2,000. Àwọn kan wá ní kò nídìí lórúkọ Jésù. Ẹ máa fi Jésù parọ́. Ẹ rò pé Jésù stupid díẹ̀ yín. Ìlú tẹ́ produce anything. Mo sọ fún yín lánàá. Importation tó ń wá sínú Nàìjíríà lánàá, kí ni figure tá a rí lánàá? Is about 67 point something billion. O mọ̀ tán pè ní importation. Gbogbo tẹ́ ń consume tó ń gbé wọlé. Mo rí Eniola Badmus, ó lówó ẹ̀ ní o, ó dẹ̀ ráhùn tó ń rà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Ó wá lọ sí Costco yẹn jìnnà sẹ́mi náà ń bí. Ó wá ṣe fídíò. I'm in Costco. Look at what I'm buying. I'm bringing it back to Nigeria. Àwọn olówó àrà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ bí àwọn Ṣèyí Tinubu àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀. Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ ṣe, ó ń tẹ̀sí yín lójú lórí Instagram. Ó ti serve purpose APC, ìbọn ti fi jẹ́ ẹ̀sẹ̀ nísìn. Máa sọ pé they play. Àjọ ń play náà ni. At least food inflation ò ní dọ́dọ̀ tiẹ̀. Exchange rate ò ní dọ́dọ̀ tiẹ̀. Ọlọ́run ló mọ̀ táwọn máa ṣe. Ìwọ nísìn, ó travel. Dollar affected. Ẹlòmíà máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ pé Koiki ṣáà ná dọ́là ni. Ó ná dọ́là lẹ́yìn import gbogbo tẹ́ ń lò wá. Sọ fún gọ́vnà ẹ pé kó invest sínú industry. Wàá rí pé gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ dọ́là yẹn ó máa vaporize. Ó wá rò pé àwọn IMF fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀, World Bank kò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Those are the foundations tó lè fún ìlú òfò tẹ́ ń pè Nàìjíríà yẹn. Zoological country. Gbogbo wa la máa jọ jẹ breakfast. Èmi náà ní mọ̀lẹ́bí ń bẹ. Oil production kí Tinubu tó dé. Ṣé bàbá olórí burúkú gbogbo epo ló ti fi yáwó? Olórí burúkú tó ní ṣàǹfààní níbi tó wà. Ṣé bàbá? Ó kúkú ti sọ pé màálù tóun ń tọ́jú ó sàn ju ẹ̀yin Nigerians lọ. Èmi kọ́ mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀, Buhari ló sọ, fídíò yẹn wà. Ó ní my cow is much more better than Nigerians to manage. So in tó ń sọ fún yín ni pé òun ò lè manage yín torí pé difficult. Oil production kí Tinubu tó dé was 1.18 million barrel per day. Nísìn ó lọ sókè 1.28 million barrel per day. But kí láǹfààní epo yẹn nísìn? Ẹ̀tún wa ń rẹ̀ epo ní 700 naira. Ṣé o mọ̀ pé à ń pump more sí ni? But unfortunately kò serve anybody. Kò serve èmi, kò serve wọ. But ó fẹ́ parẹ́ lórí àwọn olóṣèlú olè. Àwọn olóburúkú. GDP kí Tinubu tó dé was 2.51%. Ó ti lọ sí 2.98% àsàtẹ̀ni. Diesel máa lọ àti fẹ́ parí ètò farabalẹ̀ kó gbọ́ ìtókù. Diesel kí Tinubu tó dé was 844 naira 28 kobo per litre. Ó ti di 1,415 naira 0.06. Mo mọ̀ bí ẹ ṣe ń lo kọ́bọ̀ yẹn per litre. Ìyẹn ti lọ sókè by 67%. Mo kí Adamu Ọlámilékan. inflation rate, inflation nígbà tí Tinubu máa dé ó bá ní 22.41%, lénìí ó ti di 33.69%, ó ti lọ sókè by 31.15%. Foreign reserve, owó tó ń yọ tó fi ń substitute náírà tó ń sọ fún yín pé ó ń wálẹ̀ sórí foreign reserve yẹn ó ń dínkù sí ni torí ní kankan tẹ̀ ń tà tó máa mówó mi wọlé nígbà tẹ́ bá ń nọgbẹ tán gbogbo wa máa jáde sí títí àbẹ̀rẹ̀ tọ́ wa. Foreign reserve nígbà tí Tinubu máa dé ó bá ní 35 billion, ó ti wà ní 32 billion nísìn, so 3 billion ti sọnù kúrò lórí ẹ̀ wọ́n ti fi substitute náírà. Public debt, gbèsè tí Nàìjíríà ń jẹ ló ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀, tó bá mọ̀ tán pé o ṣàmọ̀ gbèsè, o ṣàgbọ́ gbèsè debt. Ọlọ́run má jà jẹ gbèsè yìí tá a jẹ kọ́lọ́run jà lè san, kò sẹ́ni tó ní gbèsè, gbogbo ala ní gbèsè. Má gbàgbé oṣù máa tán níjọ́ Friday, ọ̀rànmíyàn mẹ́wàá tán ní ká máa dá, tètè dá tiẹ̀, má fi gbèsè náà ni Ọlọ́run jẹ́ àrí gbèsè san. But tí Nàìjíríà bóyá wá favour ẹ nínú gbèsè yìí because bí wọ́n fi ṣe títì tó ń drive lórí ẹ̀, bí wọ́n fi ṣe náà, wọ́n fi ṣe omi, èmi ò mọ̀. But gbèsè tá à ń jẹ nísìn kí Tinubu tó dé was 87.38 trillion naira. Èmi kàn mọ̀ kọ́ kíní yìí, the cable ló kọ́ o, àwọn ní time láti ṣe gbogbo research yẹn, èmi kàn kà síta ni o. Gbèsè wa nísìn ó ti lọ sí 97.34 trillion, ó lọ sókè by 11%. Interest rate, ọmọ tó ń pè ní interest rate, ìyá lónù náà, àwọn shark loan, àwọn loan òfò, àwọn loan sọnù tó yín tó fi ń ṣe jàǹbá fún yín tó yẹ pé tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá tètè san wá mú picture yín wá gbé terrorist lé lórí, wá gbé wanted lé lórí. Okay? Látara pé òòrówó yá ní ọwọ́ GT ò lè yẹ lówó ṣó ní ilé tó fẹ́ gbélẹ̀ ni, ó fẹ́ yáwó lọ́wọ́ First Bank, oní collateral. Mo ń béèrè ni, o kò ní di credit tó dá nílùú yìí, àwa kan ní credit mọ́ nígbà tá tó yé wa, credit wa ó ti lọ sí 0. But àwọn tó ní credit nílùú yìí o lè lọ sí showroom kó wo mọ́tò tó fẹ́, kó sọ pé Nissan, wá wo iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe, ṣó lè cover monthly payment, wàá gbé fún ẹ, máa gbé lọ. Ṣó láwọn tó ń drive mọ́tò tó ń rí labroad yẹn ní UK tó ń rí tó ń gun mọ́tò tuntun yẹn, san díẹ̀díẹ̀ ni, wọ́n ní credit ní system ló ń ṣiṣẹ́. British show create foundation yẹn fọ́nrọ̀ àwa náà, bọ̀ bàbá wo lọ́wọ́ fi ṣe, wọ́n náà wọn ò fẹ́. So tó bá rà àwọn tó ń gun mọ́tò, tó ń gun Mercedes, wọ́n san díẹ̀díẹ̀ ni, wọ́n níṣẹ́, credit ló fi ń san. So interest rate Nàìjíríà nígbà tí Tinubu máa dé 18% ló bá, ó ti wà ní 26.25. Wọ́n wá ní source ibi tí gbogbo kìíní ti jáde, National Bureau of Statistics, Central Bank of Nigeria, NUPREC, NGX, OPEC àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. And the last one, eléyìí comparison between Ọbásanjọ́ títí dé Jagaban. Wọ́n ní nígbà tó Ọbásanjọ́ wà níbẹ̀, the first year inflation rate of different administration, nígbà tó Ọbásanjọ́ wà níbẹ̀ ní 1999, ní May 1999, 11.36% minus ní April 2002 minus 0.5%, that is minus 0.95%. Nígbà tí Yar'Adua ṣó ti kó àbò ṣì ń sùn, Ọbásanjọ́ ló bí Yar'Adua, ìyẹn ti kú dànù sí Germany níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn, ìyàwó olórí burúkú kò fi jẹ́ kí wọ́n fi Jonathan ṣe ìlú òfò. May 2007 4.64%, nígbà tó máa fi di April 2008 ó ti shoot up sí 8.17%, that is an increase of 7.66%. Ebele Jonathan PhD holder ó mọtí ju kí ló dálẹ̀ ló bá ṣe gbọ́, ìyẹn kò ṣe fọ́ọ̀tì fún gbogbo àwọn olórí burúkú PDP, wọ́n kò jí owó ní gbogbo inú báǹkì, jí gbogbo ẹ̀ wọ́n ló máa ń sùn ní tó bá ti mọtí yó. 12.35% nígbà tó máa di ọdún kejì ní 2012, inflation ti lọ sí 12.87%, ó gùnkè by 11.85%. Ṣé bàbá ìyẹn kó gbogbo terrorist wọlé ní olórí burúkú? olórí burúkú sí bàbá tó fi pa Buhari, tó fi pa olóyè Ìgbòho sílé, tó fi pa Nnamdi Kanu, kò sẹ́ni tó fi pa, ó fi anybody tó bá wà on this way ó fi pa wọ́n dànù ni. 9% ní inflation nígbà tó máa fi di 2016 ó ti shoot lọ sí 13.72%. That is about 12.48%. Jagaban, Jagaban, Jagaban. Ọdún kan ló ṣì lò ó dé bá inflation ní 22.41%. Ó gbé lọ sókè rẹpẹtẹ at 33.69%. Ó increase by 31.15%. Kọ́ba Elédùmarè kó wà pẹ̀lú gbogbo wa. Iṣẹ́ wa fúnlẹ̀ wa, orílẹ̀ ìbí wa, kàgbéga, kàgbéga, kàgbéga fàìlérí. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé bá ti bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká jọlá. Ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ní kẹjẹ́ ká máa lépa. Ìtẹ̀síwájú fọ́pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Oòduà dìde, bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Mo máa kí bàbá mi àyànfẹ́ Ibrahim. Wọ́n ní good morning Koiki, I love the way you educate us, more strength. Ìtí mo need náà nìyẹn. Ìjọ Friday àdúrà àtowó òun la máa fi ṣe birthday mi. Kọ́lọ́n kó ṣọ́ wa dé gbà yẹn. Mo kí gbogbo lélẹ̀ nǹkan sí. Mo kí ẹ brọ́dà mi ní gbogbo Àlímọ̀ṣọ́ Adéwálé Adéníyì. Ìyá mi Táíwò Kíkẹ́, owó òlu tí wọ́n ń jẹ́ kọ́kọ́ jáde níbi táwọn ti ń ṣiṣẹ́. Joshua mo kí ẹ, mo kí gbogbo ẹni tó wà lábẹ́ ètò. Bàbá mi Lukman Ọláìdé, ẹni tí ń bá wa dárúkọ ẹ má fi ṣèbínú. Ire o, ó tún dìgbà tá bá bá ríra. Mo kí gbogbo yín pé ibikíbi tí ẹ bá ti ń wà ntẹ́ máa jẹ, ní tó máa jẹ yín ẹ̀ní pàdé ẹ̀ lọ́nà. Mo kí gbogbo Yorùbá Abẹ́òkúta, mo kí ẹ lẹ́ǹkan sí o. One love everyone. Good morning.